YouTube, start video transmission. We should be live now, I hope.
Oh, amazing.
Excellent. So Xavier's in there. Just going to quickly
Hey,
pop something into the TTS chat.
okay. Good morning to everyone in the European region. And gosh, all the night owls from the United States who might be tuning in.
It's a bit crazy, isn't it? What's the time over in the US, do you know?
Well, in the East Coast, it'd be 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, and then but that means it's also on the West Coast 5:30, 4:30, 3:30, 2:30, 2:30 in the morning. So
2:30.
maybe just coming home from the club, like gamers do.
Yeah,
And
gamers are always out there with the girls in the club and the beers and the drinks and the shots.
I know. It makes you wonder when do they have time to do any painting? But they do it. They manage to do it.
I hear that Farmer actually paints most of his models whilst drunk. I have heard this rumour. I think at the moment I'm starting to think Jacob might be drunk. He seems to be intent on putting the Amazing Spider-Man into a vat of acid.
I don't know.
So I'm
I know, but,
debating. I have done. I have written up WWE style introductions for both players here today. So
wow.
I'm trying to debate whether I should actually subject people on stream to that.
I think you must really.
Do you want me to do I can do my very best Michael Buffer voice.
Yeah, I think we're here for this.
I feel like this is going to be like the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. So we'll go with it anyway.
All right. I'm sitting down.
Yeah, I've got to try to remember it now. I've got to do it off the cuff. I don't actually like to have things written in front of me, but I'd say something along the lines of ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Today's matchup is for a position in the quarterfinals of the Tabletop Simulator Marvel Crisis Protocol. What is it? Season 6 League Finals. In the blue corner, hailing from the penal colonies of the Antipodes and fraudulently draped in the red, white, and blue of a star-spangled banner. This winged warrior is known as the finest purveyor of processed meat and the wielder of beams more deadly than a bogan with a ute on a pig-hunting expedition. He is the former undefeated Season 5 Oceanic Champion. He is Joshua Finkster Fink. And his opponent in the red corner, draped in the Union Jack and hailing from Old Blighty. He is the last hope of the Danger Room, as well as being their foundation, no cornerstone. He is known throughout the world as the Sorcerer Supreme of all things arithmetical and the Potentate of Portals. He proves by his presence today that when it comes to defenders, there is no wrong choice. He is Jacob Xavier Collins.
Yeah, go Blighty.
I don't know. I did
Nicely
say
done.
I'd do most of this straight, but I can't help but a little bit of WWE in there. Quite enjoy it.
I think you got it. Yeah, I think you completely nailed that one.
So I've got a little bit of housekeeping as well, just for people who don't know. Jacob has said that he may have a few little ins and outs. So there might be a few times that the game might be interrupted for the purpose of Jacob attending to personal matters. So just if there's a bit of a pause there, they're going to let us know in the chat, and that'll be why.
Cool. I also have a bit of admin in that we have Australia's very own AJ P2 joining us as the judge for the match today.
Oh, awesome. Have we given her the password and login and everything?
I have sent it along to her, yes.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, I could just say it on the public channel, but then everyone would jump in and it'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, throw models around.
Yeah. Anyone
Why
who
don't
Sam could go and dump him in a vat of acid.
Yeah, throw Sam in there instead. Exactly. Do you want to hide your little Discord notice at the bottom there?
Oh, yeah, true, man. Thank you.
You probs.
Now, the other thing for people watching at home is they're going to stick out a pass token. Jacob thinks he might need to pass on occasion, so he'll ping it, and we'll obviously pick that up as well, but that will be happening as well to help let people know when we're passing.
We'll see how well Josh does what's his name? Jacob's a master at connecting us to the game via his little tab key arrows and such. So a lot of people have been watching that, including Finkster. So maybe he'll pick up on that trend and make our lives even easier.
It is. It does help, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, much better. Yeah, especially when there's a little pile of models around and you're just not sure who it is that he's attacking or the person's attacking. So
Yeah. Look, we can go through lists whilst they're doing their admin and getting ready to go. If
yeah,
that would be a helpful thing, perhaps for people to do. They've not got their lists out, which is, oh, maybe they have. They have actually got their lists out, which is even better. So we might go in here and have a look first of all. So this is, this looks like it is Jacob's list.
if it's a defender, it's Jacob.
Yep, I was trying to see. I was like, if I first thought, I think I saw there was Scarlet Witch, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Josh's list, and then I got a bit closer.
Yeah.
But so I got Soulstone, Strange as options, Ancient One, Hawkeye, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, MODOK, Okoye, Scarlet Witch, and Valkyrie. So almost everything there pretty close to affiliated. Probably no huge surprises. Demons, Gamma, and Sword, a Research Station, Spider, and Montesi formula, and then usual suspects for the cards. Heroes for Hire, of course, with both Cage and Iron Fist in there. Pentagrams, which anyone who doesn't know, Jacob is kind of what he talks about a lot. Sacrifice, Grievous Wounds, obviously trying to muck around with the field dressing plays. He's got his own field dressing, or you've got combo, Bitter Rivals, because it comes with the game. And Advanced R&D, I don't think you can play without most of those cards.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a power set of cards for defenders in particular. I wonder about him taking both Iron Fist and Luke Cage, though. It's interesting. Usually people take either one or the other. It's mostly Iron Fist.
It is true, yeah. I think there's been a little bit of a shift in the meta, perhaps moving a bit more towards Luke Cage. I think Iron Fist was the early winner, and Luke Cage might be gaining a bit now. It's fascinating you say that, because both players have actually got both of them in their list.
Interesting. So it'd be good to see which ones they decide to choose for each other.
Yeah, so I just wanted to check that there. But is there anything else that stands out for you with Jacob?
No, like you said, I think the important thing is he's fantastic at the turn one plays with the portals. Now, a lot of people have gotten kind of twigged onto this portal play, and so it's been neutered quite a bit, and they did not do well in Season 6 overall, but Jacob might be that exception.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that he's got, obviously, the Spider Infected and Montesi, but he's also got the Research Station, which probably says that's an option. Oh, sorry, that's an option that is not necessarily for that turn one play.
Yeah, I think that'd be the more interesting thing about how defenders go in general for the meta. To see, I've always wondered if you take a really wide scenario, hard flank one side of it, and then use the portals just to get everybody to the other side. That's some sort of viable play.
Look, it could be. And obviously, his secure is quite narrow. I think there was some talk on one of the pods about maybe the challenge with defenders being that an over-reliance on the portal play.
Yeah, exactly. At least in the turn one part of the game.
Yeah.
Should we take a look at what Joshua has here?
Yeah, so we've got Josh's list up here. Do you want to have a talk through that?
Yeah. I can't quite see the cards so well.
Okay, so we've got Enchantress, Voodoo, Sam, Blade, Widow, War Machine, Vision, Okoye, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. I guess Sam Spam with friends. He's obviously taken Scarlet Witch out since I last played him, but Spider Infected and Fear Grips for his extracts with Research Station, so two of them are the same. And then Sword, Gamma, and Demons, we've got absolutely identical secures.
Yeah, and that's because these guys. Have you been watching him? And does he like to play a more attrition style, Sam Spam Lester? Is he more about the scenario?
Look, he's played against me fairly attrition, but he's not a sort of person who leans into it so far that he forgets to score points. Obviously, he's not here for fun. He's here because he's a really strong player, and he's not going to make any mistakes around the points.
That's my problem when I play my Sin 7 list, is I get so intensely focused on the attrition part of it, I do let the scenario get away from me.
Yeah. Look, I really love as well the beams with the repositions that he's got available to him to really make sure he maximizes them.
Yeah. So this is going to be a major change coming in the game when the changes about well, we'll see what kind of tactics cards get changed in the updates. It'd be interesting to see how beams change depending on how they change the tactics cards.
Absolutely. Tactics cards wise, a lot of them are the same as well. I mean, Bitter Rivals, you can't play with Marvel without it. All you've got field dressing, Heroes for Hire, and Sacrifice, all the same at Advanced R&D. The two differences are Avengers Assemble and Battle Lust in. I haven't seen Josh use Battle Lust before, but he must have a plan for it because it's stuck through a few iterations of the list.
All right, tell me, what does it do?
So Battle Lust is it's the point of doing it is when you've finished a movement within your activation, and then you can spend power equal to your size. So size 2, pay 2. You get equal to your size extra dice to your next attack, and it gives an auto push to the attack.
Oh wow, interesting. Where is it? What box does that come in? That's really interesting.
I have no idea. It's been around for a while. I know Akhtar Khan got me onto it for a little while. I quite enjoyed it. It's just that extra little reposition just when you need it.
Oh yeah, I remember this card now. This is a really interesting card because it basically is, if you think of it cinematically, it's basically the momentum of a person moving adds to the force of the attack, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's what it sounds. Interesting if you're sort of doing a beam from your forehead.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. It falls down. The analogy
Yeah, I
falls
think
down.
the interaction might be a bit interesting if you have perhaps something like a Heroes for Hire or something that repositions a player midway through one of those beam attacks, and maybe there's an opportunity for Josh to use that to push them back into the beam to maximise that that multiple beam attacks strategy.
Interesting. Okay, I've just gotten word from Abby. It looks like Morgan is able to line judge today. So, what we'll ask you to do, Horath, is to change your color to gray as a spectator. And if anybody has any anything that they want to alert the players about, please do it through Morgan, who'll be watching as well. Morgan will be on Discord. You can message him on Discord.
Yep. Now we've just had a crit roll. Sorry, a priority roll. Looks like Jacob has won priority, so he's rolled 5 successes to 2. And it happened just as I was getting the streamer view back up. So Jacob's got priority.
I don't know for defenders, and especially in the turn 1 plays. I don't know if they like priority.
Well, I mean, presumably he will go with extracts because he's got the same secures.
Yeah, so Jacob apparently has picked secures.
Yep. Oh, okay. So he must have a specific one that he wants then.
Yeah.
It's interesting, even though they've got the same, it's still like the option there is to say, well, I know I'm going to be playing one of the 3 that I like, but he must have a particular one that he really likes in this matchup.
Yeah, okay, let's see. I'm trying to call up what his secures were. Let's see.
So it's Demons, and it was Gamma and Sword, I think.
Yeah. So what do you think he'll pick?
Look, I don't actually know. I haven't seen defenders in action all that much. He may like Gammas, so he can try to, I guess, get past the focus point of the beams and get in behind and try to spread out the targets a little bit and put pressure on that back objective.
Yeah, possibly. 19 points is the threat.
Oh, so that's
What did you see the other? Can you scroll over to the cards? Can you see what the cards are?
Yep, we've got Research Station and Demons, so we are going.
Oh my lord!
Oh, this is gonna be bloody.
Yes, it is. And high points value, so everyone's going to come play. I mean, I think defenders want slikes down the middle thing because the portals then make it a lot easier for them. They don't have to worry about splitting the forces up.
Yep, and he's got some big hitters in there. He's got MODOK in the list. I think we saw Scarlet Witch in there as well. He's got some sturdy pieces. Ancient One is no slouch either.
Exactly that. So I can see why he went with it. Question is what's Josh thinking? I mean, you've played against him, so is he like these kind of like attrition style scrums in the middle?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he quite likes to. He's got a few plays up his sleeve. The one to probably watch for is he likes to use Avengers Assemble to be able to get those beams reaching to the middle objective and past it quite early. So he may well. That's probably one of the plays to watch for. But I suspect with Jacob's portals, he can get around that if he wants.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
But again, the map is also probably not looking kind for Josh on that because I know probably Vision can fly, so it probably doesn't make a huge difference. But just my first thought was to see the big block there right in the middle.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It certainly is going to make your job as the camera guy much easier because you
That's true.
just set it in the middle and forget it.
No, interesting. I suspect they've probably both got preset squads for this sort of a matchup because it's a card they've both got. They've both got both of these objectives. They've probably played it a few times on the way as well.
I am just going to check to see how we can get a hold of Morgan. Double checking his handle. Oh, it's just Morgan Reed.
Yeah,
Very easy.
straightforward.
That's what I like. Same with me. I like, there's so many handles in this internet world. I can't deal with it. Even as when I first started doing this, I was like, oh, I don't need more names. I have plenty of names.
Exactly.
While we're waiting, I do want to mention to everybody that Brittany is free. Free Brittany. She is out amongst the people again, free to do as she wishes. So congratulations to her. I'm for one happy to see Brittany free.
If things don't go well for her, though, and like, she say her mental health takes another downward spiral, and she, maybe has another breakdown quite publicly, she might have to just say, "Oops, I did it again."
Oh, see, yeah, I was warned about this. Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
I was put in the TTS chat the other day. I was really proud of myself. My wife served up soup last Sunday, and she's got these two massive big Darth Vader cups that are like bigger than your fist. They're these massive mugs, and I put my coffee in them normally, but she got them for the kids. And my kid looked at me and goes, "What is this? Is it soup?" And I said, "The fork is wrong for this one."
How old are your kids? Tell me how old you.
I've got a 4-year-old girl, a 6-year-old boy, and an 8-year-old boy. And
okay.
My 4-year-old painted her first model this morning. Actually, she's painted on one of Boomhowler's company from War Machine, and it's currently pink, green, a bit of grey. There's some red. I don't even know. It's something. We've got some teams down. We've got 4 wide defenders, so he's gone to really pinch that priority. We've got Modok, Witch, Hawkeye, and Strange, and I'm presuming Strange has got that card stapled to him.
Yeah, I am not surprised by that choice because he's basically going to just try to dominate the middle.
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit surprised to see Hawkeye on the table. I do know that he's that Xavier has run Hawkeye before fairly successfully, but I probably didn't massively think about it, especially seeing both of those heroes for hire there. I just sort of assumed one of them would be saying hello.
So what do we have on the Sam side? Do we know yet?
Yeah, we've got Voodoo and Enchantress, which is probably I would have expected to see Enchantress, Iron Fist in there, Luke Cage, Okoye, and then of course Sam Wilson. So that's a really interesting setup there. We've got Enchantress who'll do her thing, but Enchantress and Voodoo together before nerf. That's terrifying.
Yeah, really interesting. So you want to go into the overhead so we can take a quick look how they're going to start deploying?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just tinkering with the setting in the background as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there you go. So who's going down? That's Doctor Strange, right down the middle. That's no surprise at all.
Strange in the middle.
What? I'm just taking a quick look on their tactics cards. Looking at Jacobs, first of all, field dressing, all you've got, Ben's R&D pentagram, very, very standard. And pretty much the same on Joshua's side, except the Avengers flavor of the mix.
Yeah, and with the heroes for hire in there as well.
Yeah, sure.
It's an interest. It is really, really interesting to see that that Jacob hasn't gone with any sort of redirection of attacks. There's nothing in there that'll redirect an attack. Whereas on Josh's side, you've got obviously Luke Cage able to go up the middle and just start being intimidating, and you've also got the heroes for hire there to redirect another attack, and you've got a Koye for bodyguards as well. So he's got a lot of opportunity to redirect those big hits that are coming in.
All right, so we've got Hawkeye down next to Strange, which doesn't surprise me. Jacob's a big fan of Hawkeye and loves him on these sorts of scenarios.
Yep.
And who's down on Joshua's side? Is that Okoye and...
Yeah, Okoye on the south side of the map and Luke Cage up north. Obviously still wanting to get someone to paint a Luke Cage and get it scanned in for the mod.
Oh, yeah. Maybe yes. Enterprising painters out there be interested.
I've got a life goal of one day getting a model on the mod. That'd be a life goal achieved.
I think they're very happy to get these submissions. The issue is more that how many high quality photos you need to take of them. People are less able to do that part of the step, and that limits most of their submissions. Yeah, that's the tricky
Oh,
part.
look, Enchantress. Josh is putting Enchantress quite south here. Um, well, I'll call it right flank for Josh, but that's probably a bit wider than I thought this game might play. But that's interesting. Oh, and we've got Iron Fist
Yeah,
coming wide the other side as well. No, he's bringing him back.
I think he might be wanting to protect his models from the portal play, and then using maybe the Samspam affiliation ability to then move them closer to the action.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
And then Sam obviously would sit out there as well with his long move. There's no need to put him anywhere at risk.
So Nick Cork is mentioning about having a dirty kebab after a night out of drinking. I don't think that is something you should question, Nick. That is just standard operating procedure, certainly in England.
Yeah, I heard once that a kebab is honest because with a kebab you don't know what you're eating.
That's right. So it is a bit of a mystery. Oh
So,
dear. Are we going already?
yep.
Yeah. Now here
So
comes the
we've got
portals.
portals
There's a
coming down.
little
Why
Doctor
have we got
Strange's.
no power on Voodoo? Have I missed something here? Oh no, Doctor Strange. Sorry, I was reading the wrong Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doctor Who? Don't start that. Who's on third?
Did Doctor Who ever have a comic book series?
If not, if he didn't, he probably should.
Yeah, clearly.
I just think it's just amazing to see a show that's gone on that long where the main weapon that a guy wields is a screwdriver.
I don't. I used to only watch it when I was a kid. I think is it Tom Baker, the guy with the huge scarf all the time and
Yep.
curly hair? Yeah, that's the only Who I really know.
I feel like Josh has measured out this deployment beautifully. He's done it confidently, and Jacob's really trying to figure out where that portal has to go to give him a threat
Hmm.
to both of those wide pieces that he obviously wants to take some control over. Um,
Yeah,
and he's finding it, I think, a bit frustrating. Just trying to get it right.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so what is it? Enchantress at the bottom, and who are the two at the way top?
The top is Sam and Iron Fist. I think he's probably going to want to err on the side of being able to get to Enchantress, but it's going to be really hard to place that piece with the forklift in the way. We might even have to see someone go in early just to throw the forklift.
Yeah, I was just saying, who could throw? Well, he's got two characters that could throw, so this is not impossible. Yeah, so you think though he's going to be prioritizing Enchantress so that he can stay focused in the middle.
Look, I think he would be. I mean, I think Josh. I'm actually a little surprised to see Voodoo rather than Vision in this matchup. I did think that Josh would probably bring Vision to have that second option for the beam because I just know how much he likes it. But he's probably thinking Jacob's not going to give him as many as I would. Jacob's probably a little bit of a better player than I am. But Enchantress certainly has that power to turn the game around pretty quickly with hitting several of those characters. Hawkeye's not got the best defenses outside of physical and not a huge amount of stamina either.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, Hawkeye is tricky to play. He's really good at it, but man, is he tricky to play because of his weak hit point level.
yeah, he's also a great power battery as well.
Oh, he's amazing at it. I never know what to do with it all.
So hook arrow multiple times a turn, just jump around the map.
Yeah.
If only. Okay,
Oh, you must
Josh
have
bringing,
passed.
yep, Josh bringing Hawkeye up. I can't actually see the
Yeah.
pass button, which I just told everyone I'd be looking out for. But there we go. We'll go back here
Yeah.
so we can see it.
Yeah.
So right behind that shipping container, just as I aligned the map, but we can see him there, just
There you go.
behind the shipping container.
Yeah. This is a nice map too. I enjoyed.
Jacob's passing again.
Yeah.
I like a map that is interesting visually, but has lots of flat surfaces to put models on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this is a good map because I think that vat is even size 5, so it can't be thrown for the most
It
part.
is. It is.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah.
For the league purposes, you are able to stand on this terrain.
All right, so he's passed again. Looks like who's moving up to take that portal? Can you see who that is?
That's Luke. Okoye, it looks like, is moving up.
Koye. Okay.
Yep.
Anybody else have any kebabs on the way home last night from in Australia land?
I was actually at home last night, really boring. I was watching a Wonder
Oh yeah,
Park with my kids. We have a family movie night on a Friday, and then I had to
nice.
get up at 6 a.m. to talk to somebody from the UK.
That's right. That was good. Very very smooth technical run through though. That was good.
It's always nice when that happens. So,
Yeah,
Hawkeye jumping through the portal.
that's interesting. I guess he really wants to get him. He's done this before. I remember in the first game that I streamed with him, he's done this where he's puts Hawkeye right up there so that he can start zapping people. Ooh,
Oh, that's just a
looks
misgrab,
like
I think.
yeah,
Outrageous. But this is showing you exactly how well Josh has put those models down. He
yeah.
can't reach Sam with Hawkeye, and of course Hawkeye doesn't have the power, having jumped through the portal, to use his line of sight shot, unless we see an early
Yeah.
R&D here.
Yeah, is it just one to do that shot?
I, I have to check his card, but let's have a quick look. Don't see one there. Trick shot 1. Next arrow ignores line of sight, and defending character does not get cover. It's a pretty nifty little thing
Yeah.
to shoot someone behind a wall with a heat-seeking arrow, like in Robin Hood Men in Tights, where they've got the Patriot arrow.
So it looks like he's going to move, but he's really after who's that? Sam up there,
That's
back
Sam up
there.
there, yeah. Take the leadership off the
Yeah,
table, perhaps?
yeah, for sure. That is the other thing. Aside from Enchantress being a priority piece because of her controllability, getting rid of the affiliation early is a major boon.
It is. I'm a bit dubious in it. So we're seeing 5 dice attack into Sam. It won't matter what he picks here for his ability. You've got 2 wilds, which is helpful. A good start.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
Looks
imagine if
like
he runs
Joshua's.
slow, he'll be throwing a slow out for sure, won't he? Yeah, but he's got a slow
Yeah,
option.
yeah. Boom! There it goes. There it is. But he take two, right?
No, I believe
Gains
this
one. Yeah, it's just one.
it's unlike a sap power where it's for each wild, or I think Star Lord's full auto. I think this is just it's a single wild trigger, but he's gained some power. Has he on it? No, he's blocked two crits from Josh.
Yeah, it blocks it. No power. It's just a slow, which is not bad. I'm sure he wished for more.
I wonder how much of this is actually
But
to try to tempt Josh to bring some of those characters out to play, where some of the big boys can follow up. Maybe it's a sacrificial Hawkeye.
could be. Yeah. Yeah, because he definitely pushed him out there because he moved him after the jump. But it's interesting. He could have stayed put and shot through the container had he gotten Events R&D, but he didn't.
Yeah, there's not a lot of power on the table though, and he must want that power to bring those other two boppers, um, Scarlet Witch and Modoc into a position as well. So I suspect he was holding on to their power for that. I think if you're playing 4 wide, you can't afford to miss to waste any opportunity to attack with those big 5 threat monsters.
All right. Just thinking about this quite heavily. Looks like, I mean, Sam could really take Hawkeye off the table. Or daze him anyway. I mean,
It's 4 on 4 though, 4 dice on 4. But there's some power
yeah.
generation in there for him.
All right, well, we can see it looks like one shot at least coming in.
Yep.
And 2 hits, including a crit. Only 1 save so far. That's it. So 1 damage going through to Hawkeye.
Will he take the push though?
Yes, there it is. Yeah.
So the thing to note is once he's put that down, my understanding is he's then committed to the push, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So the question is, he moving towards the researcher or just off to the side where that container is?
Yeah, well, he's not going to want to make it too easy. If he pushes it to the research, not only does he help it contest, but he also gives him that opportunity to jump back if he'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll have to go out that way.
Yeah. Just go out to the side there.
Look, I don't think Jacob will mind that at all.
No, No, I mean, I think Josh did it because it's helpful, but it isn't, backbreaking for Jacob because of the range of Hawkeye. But I always try to keep Hawkeye safe in the back, but Jacob doesn't care. He just throws it right up there.
I always love to think about Hawkeye as the man with the best superpower in the whole world. He's married,
Yeah.
and he's just friends with Scarlett Johansson. That's a superpower.
I like to watch Saturday Night Live, the weekend update, and one of the fellows there is married to Scarlett Johansson. One of the two hosts, Colin Jost, and his co-host there, Michael Che, always throws in some jabs now and again about their perfect marriage and very white lifestyle. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
All right, so we're looking again whether Josh has just exposed Sam there. I think we're looking at seeing whether a big base on a Modok or might be able to get to within one of that portal and be able to get just within range 4 of Sam and really unload.
I don't think so. That looks a little far. But
I think
we're going to find out now.
The size of his base, I think he's confident. I saw him measuring it out a little bit earlier, and I reckon he's a sneaky chance.
Those large bases are deceptively big in the game. All right.
Any place one just gets maximum value from it. And there we go.
Let's see.
Has he done it?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
It's clear he's got there. So
yeah. Wow.
That was a really big measure out from Josh to try to maximise that range, just to give that little shove to Hawkeye, and maybe that was the bait that Jacob was going for all along.
That's true, because if Sam's got a 4-inch range on his attack, so does Modog.
Yeah, it was. If that was the case, it's been almost genius. Or is he going to move up further?
Yeah, maybe the judges are saying he wasn't actually in. I don't know.
It looked pretty clear.
Yeah, it seems so too. So I don't see any reason why he would move forward.
No, he's declaring the attack. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. That makes more sense. All right.
Right, so this is big. I mean, we've heard time and time again that there's about a 60% chance of dazing Black Panther with a double tap from Modok in round 1. What can he do?
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is good attack. Oof. We got 4 hits, 2 of which are crits. Captain America has no saves, so
the only saving
grace
here is that none of those crits rolled into something.
Yeah. So Sam's on 1 hit point left.
Yep, and Modok's got a bunch of power now.
And looks like Modok's going to get rid of that annoying container by throwing it.
That would seem to be the case. The question is whether he's going to throw it at and go for a bit of a daze on someone else. Maybe he's going to go for is that a Koye down there hiding under there, contesting the defensive portal?
It's interesting. I don't know. I would throw the container at Sam and finish him off, and then use the second attack against somebody.
Well, I think he's out of range for the throw onto Sam.
Ah, okay. Shut my blinds.
That early morning English drizzle is getting in your eyes, is it?
Yeah, there's this rare occurrence of the sun is more like it. I'm like, what is that in the sky? It's causing me.
They say a fine day in Scotland is when the rain's coming straight down and not to the side at all. So I think we're seeing a throw here, calling a throw on the size 3 shipping container.
Yeah, good.
And it's going into, I think we're seeing it go into a Koye, I think we've seen indicated. Yep. We should have the chat up so I can see.
Yeah, so far everyone's quiet.
Yeah, so far anyone looking back there can just see Nick complaining about his stomach.
Yeah. All right. Have the container thrown. And the save. 1 save, but it's a crit, so let's see.
Ooh.
No, just 1 save.
If it's a Koye, he'll get a reroll though. Oh no, is that only defense rolls?
Yeah, defense. Yeah. These are dodge rolls. Yep. Yeah. So Koye takes 3. Jacob can't be happy about that. He's left both characters on 1 hit point, which is always annoying.
Yeah, it's moderately, and he's also powered up a Koye for a bodyguard in the future if he wants it. So he may be looking to move her.
Yeah. So I'm interested where this next attack goes. Because if he had wanted to take out Sam, he could have just attacked him first and then did the container. No.
Yeah, well, the Koye is already activated, so there's some benefit in a bow here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. How much power does he have left right now? 2. Yeah,
2,
okay.
and he's got 1 more damage he can get through on somebody. So
Yeah.
whether he wants though to run away, to retire.
Ah, maybe that's what it was after. Not leaving him up there. Good point.
I mean, he's not Hawkeye. We don't just hang him out there.
Yeah. Some other measurements going on here.
So Josh is measuring. Maybe we've missed one of the actions from MODOK. Maybe he had to move just a smidgen to be in there.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was with that stick out. But he didn't put the. Oh no, he did. He's activated him. So you're right. It must have been just out, sadly, and so he used the measuring stick to move him in. So he only had 1 attack.
Yeah.
That's
Got
annoying.
some work done though. So that's Luke Cage getting into position there to be too dangerous to ignore and having a punch.
Yep. Oh, look at Josh doing the arrows. Nicely done. Another professional.
Thinks he can go 6-0 in a league, and then thinks he's all that now, doesn't he? Pinging the map.
Nice hit. 3 hits, including a crit.
No, it'll be MODOK he's hitting.
Yeah. So that's 4 hits into MODOK.
No, it's MODOK he's hitting because Wilds, remember?
Oh, of course. Sorry, so just 1. Well, that's got to be aggravating. 3 Wilds.
He just had a real life, a live action experience of how annoying MODOK is right there.
I did it once. I had Thor charge into MODOK with I forget, I juiced him up somehow. Remember, it was like 7 dice I was throwing, and 6 of them were wilds. So bad, just so bad.
If that was on a tabletop, MODOK would have been going out the window. I mean, I might not have gotten Thor's throw, but check this one out.
I don't think they're changing that power for MODOK, are they?
No, I don't think so. No, it's still going to infuriate people.
Yeah.
It's kind of a troll to leave it there, knowing how much people hate it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Oh, yep, they're just unlocking and then presumably relocking in a second the objectives there.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably because when the container got thrown that they got unlocked.
Yeah. So he's left himself on 2 power. I'm fascinated by why he didn't bow Okoye off the point. I just think
Maybe it was rerolls.
Yeah, or potentially to get the incinerate, and then obviously Days Okoye will lose the incinerate, but it'll come back again first thing in the morning once he wakes up again.
Okay, so we've had Luke Cage finished, and it looks like Scarlet Witch is going to portal up.
Yep. I might just go to a bit overhead here to see where he's trying to fit her into the mix here.
Yeah, I don't think Sam's a possibility again, because she's also range 4.
Well, no, if MODOK was out of range, then he may well just accept that he needs to move and just pull off Sam, but doing so does expose Wanda to potentially Iron Fist hiding behind the thing.
Yeah, and also the affiliation ability will kick in, so Enchantress gets to move in.
Yeah. I wonder if that's in the thinking. So he's going in there. It's starting to look pretty tempting for Enchantress if she does get in. It's 3 of them there that she could line up. But Josh won't have priority. Oh, she's out of range.
So yeah, he'll have to attack the ones in the middle. He'll probably do Dr. Voodoo, knowing that it'll be bodyguarded, but at least get Okoye to start burning some of that power.
Yep, or he'll move.
Yeah, depends. I mean, Sam's gone already. Yeah, looks like he's going to move. Looks like he wants to get Sam.
He's thinking to himself, I'm fairly confident he's thinking, how can I get enough damage to get a throw as well? And the answer is you can't hurt either of those two if you want the throw. Look at Josh, he's got the measurer out there already. He's
Yeah, I
going,
know.
oh, I can't wait for this. He's salivating. How far's my
nice
small
beam.
move? How far's my small move?
Yeah, and seriously, this is the ball busting part of Sam's affiliation.
Thank you, Jacob. So,
Yep.
Scarlet Witch, can she do it on Sam? My suspicion is probably yes.
I think so.
It'd be pretty dirty if you did. He's not paying. So there's no power on Sam. He's just going to wear this.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. All right, so not such a great roll though. Oh wait, skulls count.
Skulls
So
count.
4 hits.
Yep.
Yeah, 4 hits.
And look, he's blocked 2 with a crit, but doesn't really help.
No, that was Jacob. Just managed to do it because that's 3 saves. So he just got the 1 hit point he needed. But now the affiliation ability kicks in.
Yep.
Before anything else, and sure enough.
No, he's got the medium out though. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a short move, right?
I think he's saying I'm going to have to move anyway. So maybe I do this with someone else.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Exactly. The short's not going to get him into range.
But will it pushing Dr. Voodoo up might put some pressure on that last point, that far back point. Because can Dr. Voodoo double move if he gets a small? Could a double medium then get him to that rear point? And start bullying or forcing Doctor Strange to hold the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Well, Josh is examining all the options. Now he's looking like he's getting rid of. Gonna move. Who's he hidden back there?
That's Iron Fist back there. So he's moving him around to possibly be fly kicking him in later. There is a running thing. If Josh does use a fly kick, he has to make the noise like Jackie Chan and classic sort of hi. So I think that might be a line judge having to call that and make sure Josh does the right thing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually,
I wonder if that.
In one of my games, I didn't do it, and even partway through the move, I got the tell from Josh, who was watching, reminding me that I have to do it. So we've got to make.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If he doesn't.
I wonder if Iron Fist will be within 2 of at least MODOK when he moves there.
There's an element to which the fly kick, unless you're really trying to knock someone over, is a better option. That one place just often is where you get to contest that objective, and
sure.
And without compromising too many dice, you still got that chance for a spike and a few damage through. So especially with MODOK, only 2 defense. So we've got an R&D coming out. Yep, R&D on MODOK. I think he's just indicated.
Okay.
And that looks. No, from Scarlet Witch, she's given it to Strange. So that'll.
Oh, that's so they can portal.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's Jacob.
So, who did he end up moving, Josh?
It looks. I don't actually know what he's done with his second action there.
Oh, it's Okoye.
Oh, okay.
No, Okoye moved up, and I think Scarlet Witch had to move as well to get into range. So.
Yes, she did. There we go. That's true.
Oh, yeah, definitely Okoye. She moved up and also healed herself. So.
Yes. Interesting. Probably not a bad choice. I mean, the move is one part of Sam's activation, Sam's leadership, but we forget sometimes how good it is to either remove a condition, heal a damage here and there.
All right, so Josh is up. Voodoo or Enchantress next.
Interesting choice.
Well, it looks like Voodoo's going to try to. Yeah, he's going to try to contest that back spot now. It's interesting. He's moved his whole kind of posse up into the mix. He said it was going to be a scrum.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just a touch of a mistake to throw Okoye up, though, because it does mean someone has to sit back and take that back point.
Yeah.
It probably keeps her from being incinerated, which is not a bad thing. create some target selection options for Jacob, but it's still interesting. So he's up.
Okay, and he's moved Voodoo up such that he can just about reach the Researcher with his range 3 attack.
Yep, so
Theo, in Australia, is there a similar controversy about whether that Researcher is male or female? The icon.
Oh, I've never really thought of it. It looks a bit like Director Krennic, doesn't it? So this is an attack. I didn't see who that was signaled at, but 4 defense. It's someone. It must be on. Is it Scarlet Witch or MODOK there? So Scarlet Witch is 4.
Yeah.
MODOK is 3, so it's on Scarlet Witch. And a nice block of 3 takes 1.
Yeah.
I've never looked a bit like Director Krennic in his youth, I reckon there.
I only mention it because it seemed very obviously a male with just one of those old like World War One type of lab coat kind of things.
Yeah.
But it billows out. It billows out, so it looks kind of like so people think it's a dress, which it definitely is not a dress. It's a one of those old lab coats.
I'm just even hearing you talk about it. I'm going. There must be some controversy here because I'm hearing like there's such a vigorous a discussion going on about it. I'm like, well, this is serious.
Yeah.
Serious business.
so make the rounds next time you're at the club. Now that Australia's open again.
Yeah. So we've got a small measure out from Josh. What's he doing here? He's moved and he's attacked. So what's he measuring with the small? 1, 2, 3 power. Oh, he must be throwing the bus there, the forklift at.
It's a Valkyrie, or it's a Scarlet Witch, yeah, which is not a bad thing to do since she is weakest in physical.
Yep.
Because I mean, his attacks are, I think, mystic.
Yes, and look, he's got MODOK there who's also weak on physical, but the difference is that MODOK's health pool is just so big. And they're both pumping out 6 dice mystic attacks. They've both got some dice mitigation, so go for the one that's going to hurt more easily. So he's popped another bit of damage there.
So it looks like, it looks like he saved with 2 skulls.
Oh, yes, skulls count. Yes, true.
Yeah. So he's taken 1 hit point, Scarlet Witch. So he's made out okay. So far, Jacob hasn't been able to do a lot of damage, as he might have hoped, but he's certainly been able to tank the counterattacks.
So Jacob, now with Strange, right into that scrum. And fascinating. Normally, I think you'd see this as you'd be absolutely terrified for Josh right now. And I wonder if Jacob is trying to suck in Enchantress. He might be sort of saying, "Come and get me with 1 beam, and then I'll take first turn, and I'll absolutely trounce you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You sometimes you have to sacrifice a turn to set yourself up for a much bigger turn.
Well,
thereafter.
A 3 or 4 beam attack at the end of round 1, and then you open up in round 2, throw down your bit of rivals, and go yee-ha. I'll slap Enchantress into next week. I'll throw her away. I'll bow a few people to make it harder for you to field dressing her, or make you have to move before you do it, and I can get another shot at her. So we've got the measure of 2 out there. So he's measuring must be for Luke Cage, or this would be for Okoye. So Strange into Okoye.
Get rid of Okoye as soon as possible.
Yeah, so vision the 2 to make sure that there's no martial artist for his bolts of whatever bedevilment or whatever he's doing. Bolts of bedevilment.
Yes.
Yep, that's the one. So 3 hits so far, and not a lot of block from Okoye. She's blocked 2, so that's 1. Will he go for the rerolls? I suspect he probably will, just to try to put the 2 damage on.
Yeah, that is aggravating, but yeah.
I know.
He's taking it. Taking it.
Oh, because he's got the push as well, so the push will move Okoye out of the way to take away the bodyguard.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. I always feel like I just want the assurance of getting rid of people, but Jacob's not, much more control focused, and he's just going to move her out of the way, even though she's sitting on 1 hit point, which is so tempting.
I was told playing Guild Ball, someone said to me to just get out of my head beating people up and recognise the most powerful ability is the ability to move your opponent's piece. They have put a lot of thought into where they want that piece to be, especially Okoye, who's been placed twice by Josh this turn. And so even if you don't know why the piece is there, you can assume there's a particular reason. And so moving it somewhere else just straight away has exerted a lot of influence on the game.
All right, so Koya gets moved way off to the top of the screen.
Yep, hanging out with Iron Fist.
And not in bodyguard range of anyone.
No.
Now this is interesting because Enchantress is going to go last. She'll move some people around, but that means that Jacob has priority next turn, and he's got all his big hitters.
Yep, so Strange into Luke Cage. That's a choice. That doesn't make a lot of sense. No, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, maybe he's trying to get rid of another bodyguard option.
But if he hurts him, he's giving him power. I guess he's probably relying on the -1 damage to mean that he'll still only get to use it once next turn. He's going to use it once anyway.
Yeah, but you're right. If you go into people with damage mitigation, like especially like somebody like Luke Cage, I feel like you have to focus fire on him to get rid of him.
If he's wanting the push, maybe. But I just think to myself, he's got to pay 2 power for his bodyguard, so he's going to have it online anyway. Maybe if he goes 1 damage, he only can do it once anyway, and it makes him in a different position. But still think I might have used Voodoo there and just pushed him off the point to make sure it's a 0-all draw this turn.
Yeah, right.
Very famous English expression, isn't it? A 0-all draw.
I don't know. That sounds like a cricket term.
Soccer, close.
No. Well, it looks like in the chat we've only got Josh fans. This is the Josh Club. Or as I'm naming them, the Aussie Posse.
The Aussie Posse. Oh, there you go.
See? I'm doing a few puns. That's a new one for you. It's not a pun. I think just a nice.
Look, Josh is. I played Josh at the start of season 5, and I played him again in season 6 as well, and just the improvement. Like, he beat me in season 1, and going back at it, probably I got a bit flustered when I had just a couple of bad rolls, which didn't cost me the game, but they put me on tilt and made me encouraged me to make some bad choices. But I felt like I was right in control of that game, and really in it. I played him this season, and it was just. I felt like I was playing against. It could have been Morgan. He was just all over me, and he's just improved so much and really just taken the place by storm. He knocked Morgan off and became the champion for season 5 in the Oceanic.
Yes.
So
yes.
He's a real. I won't even say rags to riches. I don't know if he was poor to start with, and maybe he's made some big money on the pods or something. But he's really just flown through and improved so much. It's really easy to get behind someone who's doing that.
Yeah, I heard that after that loss, Morgan had to leave the state, and that's why he's moved house now.
Look, he has. There's been a bit of a rivalry between Sydney and... by the way, just attack-wise, we've got a big beam into all 3 of those big boppers. So we've got 3 dice being rolled first. We should probably get onto that. This will be, I'm guessing, into Modok with the 3.
Yeah, he's safe too, which is not bad.
Yep, and definitely Modok. So that Modok first. Now we're doing Strange. So Morgan has fled not just to New South Wales, but beyond that, all the way up to Queensland.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it must have been.
Ooh, 3 crits here into Strange.
Ooh, Strange. Yeah. Well, if it's going to go into anybody, better to Strange. So Jacob saved 2 so far.
He has. But I tell you what, I reckon another 2 more. I reckon Jacob's probably
5
wishing that new time stone was out there right about now.
Let's see. Does he go for the reroll, or does he just take the 3 hits? He takes the 3 hits.
Yeah. Mathematically, I think he's just that smidge above average. So now we're going into Enchantress, and just being aware as well. Not a lot of saps going on, but some good wilds being rolled. Not a lot of sap because there's not a lot of power on the board.
Yeah. This isn't going... Enchantress is going into Scarlet Witch now.
Scarlet Witch here, yeah.
Good save. 3 saves and crit.
I can't see those dice properly. I'm seeing 6 dice on the table there.
I'm just going off of the rollers in the heads-up display.
So we'll just get the...
No, I mean, I'm going with...
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I've got on the table. That seems...
Yeah, he rolled crit.
Oh, he must have bumped up the defense with Strange, has he?
Yeah, it could be.
Sorry, we'll get that back in there. Oh, there you go. Andrews jumped in to say, go, Jacob.
Yeah. But one Jacob fan of the English contingent. I mean, it's 9:30. I know gamers like to wake up late, but seriously, you're changing the screen. There you go. You're
Yeah,
back
so
on again.
it shouldn't be affecting the Streamlabs. It's me
Oh, okay.
trying to
Yeah.
jump between the sorry for the people watching at home there. Me jumping between Discord and and the Streamlabs so I can see the chat and see if anyone's writing to me on the Discord.
Okay. Can you go a little bit overhead a bit more, please?
Yep. Sorry, that's all right. So we're seeing
cool. It's just
the inevitable bows going in.
yeah, from Enchantress. Yeah.
So just to 6 power on Enchantress, that's 3 power for the attacks. So you get 1 power per attack, and then he's obviously sapped 1 as well. And that's what really makes this a strong combo, is that 1 auto power per attack, and the rules say that a beam, you make a series of attacks targeting each model under it. So even though it's 1 attack action, it's counting as 3 discrete attacks, gaining 1 power for each.
Yeah.
That's what makes this such a useful thing when you've got unlimited bows.
Yeah, it's really bad, especially when you start rolling those saps. Oh. All right, so he's moved to Strange way off the point, and now MODOK is going to follow suit.
Yep, and just noting here as well that Strange has picked up a power because he's got that Soul Stone.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, if we just bring up the Soul Stone, the range on that is 4. So even that bow away is still going to leave him in range 4. So he can still pick up power from these next 2 as well, which will leave Strange on 9 power at the start of the turn. And that nice to get that big hit through on him. But remember that Sam can, this Strange anyway, has still remembered how to heal himself. He hasn't forgotten that bit yet. So he might be looking at a Sam with about, a Strange with about 6 power and close to full health again. Is that right? 3 power to heal? Depending on how he wants to play.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. That's right, 3. Yeah.
So
when you have a chance, you can turn off that Discord notice at the bottom.
Yeah. Just jumped up again. Oh, he's moving Witch as well.
Yeah, interesting.
Now the
moving them all back. Okay.
Yeah, he's not put anyone on the researcher, so he's making a judgment call here of saying, I want to keep the points with Josh slightly ahead, and I value that more than putting out Incinerates.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
good shout about that. Yeah.
It's fair, but it's an interesting choice.
It might be something we ask him. Maybe you can make a note. This is what we could ask him in the interview afterwards.
Yeah. It's just an interesting decision because, this game, I just got a funny feeling there's some blood to be spilt. So I don't know if 16 is going to be the end here, or at least if it does get to 16, it may not be with everybody left on the table.
All right, so at round 2, Josh has picked up that 1 point off of the back portal. Jacob is 0. But Jacob has priority, so he's already trying to figure out how to take out Sam.
It's fascinating, isn't it? You've got it's probably a triple bow lined up if he wants it, and and Jacob's going, how can I kill Sam? It shows you just how significant he thinks Sam is in the course of the game.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with him. Ooh, that looks like it's not going to work.
But if he can line up 3 or even 4 pieces and bow the whole lot of them and beam the whole lot of them with all you've got and a bit of rivals and...
I wonder why he doesn't take a Hawkeye arrow up and shoot Sam twice.
Probably because he's worried about Sam's power level, that he can just pump that shield into him and be throwing 5 dice back. It's the re-rolls with MODOK or the dice manipulation of Scarlet Witch might be just more desirable at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that's in range. I don't think MODOK's able. No.
If he straightened it up, though, maybe he would if it was a direct line. Maybe, just a smidgen. He could go even onto the point above the E. There.
Oh, is it in bodyguard range, too? That could be within 2.
Jeez.
As Sam. That'd be annoying.
Oh, no, remember that Luke Cage is a reverse bodyguard, so if Luke is within 2 of MODOK.
Oh, that's Luke. A big pardon. It's
Yeah.
Luke. Yeah. I thought I was looking at Okoye. No.
Oh, he's done
Yeah.
it.
So
It
it's,
would be interesting though. He could bounce the attack onto Cage and then onto Okoye if he really
ooh,
wanted to.
I think that's in.
Yeah, he's in there. He
I
got a
think that's
green.
in.
The green little marker came up around the base, so he's in. And he's got 3 power to play with for rerolls.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, Morgan sinking the boot. It's hard to ever cheer for round 1 pentagram plays, regardless of who's playing it.
Well, yeah, he's got a point, but I still think that people have gotten used to it,
I think
and
I don't think it
and
breaks
it's
the game.
telegraphed.
Yeah.
Nah, it's telegraphed as opposed to sand spam. You know, the reason it's so strong is it could be any of the characters that end up moving.
Look, if one wanted to be harsh to Morgan, they could say, "Oh, hang on, we've got chipping there with heroes for hire." Okay, so Sam is having that. Luke Cage, sorry, is taking that shot from Sam. Um, you could also respond to Morgan and say it's a bit hard to cheer for a guy who's playing Sam Spam like everybody else. You know, easy mode.
All
Don't know if Morgan would
right.
appreciate that, but here we go. So this attack is now going into Luke Cage instead of Sam, and this is a big throw as well. If he doesn't daze him, that's a size 4 throw coming in, or is it limited? It's size 3, so no throw.
I
2
think
hits there.
I just wonder if he. Okay, I thought he might have bowed Luke Cage away from Modoc.
I think if he bowed him, he would have found that he was either closer for the too dangerous to ignore, or further away where he could still heal heroes for hire. I don't think he got into a spot where he could do neither.
Mm.
But no harm, no foul. And he can't throw Modoc
Yeah.
because Modoc is size 4.
Mm.
Oh, he's paid 3, so he's doing something with Modoc. What's that? Oh,
He flipped a
dice.
card. He's put. Oh gosh.
He must have.
So Luke. Yeah. Heroes of
Oh,
her Hire kicked off.
oh no, he's done a damage. It must be +1 power up to for Modoc to 4, and now he has decided to all you've got on Modoc.
Jesus Christ.
This is
That is a
this
lot.
this is dead set, just showing, at least in Jacob's mind, and I do think he is one of the better analysis of the game in terms of him knowing, you know, tends to make good decisions on the numbers. He is saying Sam is that much that I need to make him dead.
Yeah. And he does have field dressing, so that would be the way to manage it.
Mm. Just the resource though, it's the card as well. It's the power that card has when put into the game. Um, it's a big commitment of power. But he is feeling that is how much he needs Sam off the table. And James has put into chat, at the moment Sam Spam's more of an enchantress delivery mechanism, which you can't argue with terribly much. Oh, and a bit of
Ooh,
rivals as well. Wow.
wow. He is just putting all the chips in.
Yeah. It's not that I hate Sam, it's just that I don't want him to be alive anymore.
Okay, so let's recap here.
We've had a Heroes for Hire, which did little. And now we have all you've got bit of rivals into Sam with Modoc. And he has started off by
Ooh,
rolling 5 damage, including 3 power, which is going to be really useful because he's got a sap, doesn't he, Modoc?
yeah. He's got 3 saps now,
Yeah,
so
so
and
that's
Sam's
that's
got
going
loads
to
of
give.
power.
Oh, it's going to give him good power for those rerolls in future as well. Yep. So Sam is
That's it.
gone.
Sam is
Whoa.
out. Oh, backbreaking. Where's Morgan now? Where's Morgan now? Oh my goodness. That is not going to be. I mean, we'll see. He's loads of good characters still on the table, but removing the variability of the affiliation move is a massive advantage to Jacob.
Look, when you've got any pieces that hit hard, the ability to move out of activation is just massive. I'm playing Craven in X-Men, and the ability to guarantee that move at about range 3, and then to unleash twice and probably run away, it's massive. You take that any of those repositions, those friendly repositions off the table, and it can really change the way the game flows. So Yeah, still a lot of quality on the table. Dr. Voodoo is no slouch. Obviously, Enchantress can still really influence the game. But it does mean Josh is pushing things uphill and he'll be disappointed. Probably that misplay almost in turn one.
All right.
Okay, so no,
Just a little movement.
this is activating Sam's leadership. So he has removed 1 damage from Cage and he's moving him up.
So he gets one last hurrah, and that's the end of it.
Well, I think he's moved him up for a specific purpose because he's moved him into 2 dangerous to ignore range.
Sure.
The trade-off there is that Luke Cage is also the Better Rivals target, which means that he's going to limit where Enchantress can go.
So what do you think, Dan? Take out Enchantress or Okoye?
Well, it won't matter because Luke Cage will tank whatever he
It's just, yeah, sure.
So Luke Cage is almost certainly going to say, I'll take that hit right in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I actually,
wanted to...
This is how good Sam is. I got my Sam and War Machine pack on Thursday, and I opened it up, and this is how much AMG like it. I just had 2 Sams. So I'm going to end up. They're replacing the pack for me and told me to keep it. So I'm going to have 3 Sams.
Wow, that is so bizarre. You can sell those.
No, my son painted his first Sam today. He assembled it without the instructions, which is pretty awesome. He's a good little builder. He's autistic, and he's just his little focus area is putting things together. So yeah, he built the helicarrier for Lego when he was like 5. Just worked at it for 3 days until it was done. He's a champion. Had a proud dad moment when he was learning to read, and one day we were playing Marvel, and he just picked up Taskmaster, moved him, put out the range 4, and said, "I'm going to shield throw that one and try to ricochet it onto someone else." And I was like, "You've learned how to read Ricochet off playing Taskmaster or Captain America." So we've got 2 power being paid by MODOK, so he's throwing the shipping container here.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw it into Enchantress.
The Enchantress, yes, of course he will. Like, why wouldn't you not?
And now we'll almost certainly see that bow come out as well to push Luke Cage away and get that second shot of Enchantress as well. So Enchantress taking 4 and being hit with only 2 dice to defend with.
Yeah. And the roll... nice. No saves. No saves. This is not going well.
This is starting to look ugly, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Really is.
And there's not enough power on the board to field dressing Enchantress without giving Jacob a chance to do something about it. His power is too far away from Enchantress at the moment, which is not good.
And what is he going to do now?
Well, he's got an attack and he's got a bow, and he's going to want to bow Luke Cage away. He's putting this right. He's going to put Luke Cage where it will take an attack dice off Enchantress, a defense dice off Enchantress, and where he won't be able to be too dangerous to ignore.
Jacob is really in the groove this morning.
He's got the foot on the throat. Sorry to Josh, but I'm going to say it's like watching Steve Waugh play Test cricket. The foot's on the opponent's throat and it's not coming off for 5 days.
Wow, I didn't think that was what cricket was like, but maybe I should tune in.
No, look, there's an old cricket captain who was just renowned for his opponent was down. He didn't back off an inch. So here comes the attack. It seems, and he's paying 2 dice. He's paying 2 to reduce the power, and he's using a Doomsday Chair as well.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Yeah, so 7 dice into 1. He is really wanting to get rid of her here.
This goes. That's a good hit. 4 hits, including a crit.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. 3 hits. 3 hits.
But it will be enough because he's only got 1 dice. He needs to roll a crit to even stay in it.
He's rolling that die hard. Look at him.
He's waiting for the call on rerolls, I think, but he hasn't realised he hasn't got any power left.
Yeah.
He's rolled the block, or he's paid 1 for the reroll. That was what was happening while the dice was in the air. The rerolls are blank. Oh no, that was the crit being rolled in, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the old rules still. We have to remember to do it a certain way.
Yep. So that is Enchantress seeing stars.
Yep.
And he'll get a secondary attack there as well, where he'll bounce it onto someone else.
Yeah. And what is it, within 2 or within 3? So I think he's only within 2.
I believe it's just another attack, is it not?
No, it has to be within a certain amount.
Within 2 of
2.
the original.
Yeah, so it would have to be voodoo.
Yes. Now he might be seeing if he can bow first, but I don't think he's got the power. How's he got the power for that? How's he
Do you
got the
know?
power there?
Oh,
He's -1. Why has he gained
well,
power?
saps.
Saps don't apply.
Saps.
Oh, he must have not been. So why was it only 1 dice? Is it energy? I thought it was a mystic. How was he rolling only 1 defense?
Bitter rivals.
But he has 2 on physical and energy. So it had to be a mystic attack if he was sapping, which means it wasn't the Doomsday Chair.
Yeah.
But if it was that, he should have been rolling 4 dice defensively.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he doesn't gain power for the Doomsday Chair.
He's moved. He's moved
Voodoo back
off the point. Yeah, and that's the end of the all you got turn, which was highly infectious.
So Morgan, if you're there, I don't know if that's if you want to have a look at that, mate. But I think that might be a bit of a misplay if he's paid. It looked as though to me that he paid for the. He was rolling.
Oh, that's what it was. He paid the leadership to change the sonic blast to physical.
Yes, there we go.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. And he probably would have put a hex on, except for the fact that he's dazed the target. That was beautiful play then. That was a beautiful use of that leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite parts of playing Defenders. I mean, the Portals kind of does my head in a lot of times, so I don't do it very well, which is on me. But what I do really like about it is the flexibility of the affiliation ability. I really like that.
I sometimes see it as being, in many cases, just pay a power to put a hex on. As a lot of characters, there's not that big discrepancy between the different defense types. But in the case of Enchantress or a Carnage or Mysterio, the discrepancy is so big that it becomes really worth it. So what do we do if we're Josh now?
Well, after crying a little bit, I don't know. Focus on the big hitters. I mean, who's his major attack dealers now? Looks like Iron Fist will not be able to do his special attack next turn. He won't have enough power. So he's moved. Is that Luke or Okoye?
That is Luke Cage. Iron Fist may be able to, but geez, that's a big play though.
So he's within 2 of Scarlet Witch, which is very fortunate for him. Oh, he must be doing Avengers Assemble right now.
Yes.
Because now he's moved to Iron Fist.
Yep.
We just haven't seen the card flip just yet.
Yep. No, he's paid it because he's dropped the. So if you're paying along there, he's paid it on Luke Cage and on Iron Fist and on Voodoo.
Okay. So big booze for Avengers Assemble probably makes sense this turn to make sure he starts putting in some damage because he needs to stop the field dressing. Absolutely, stopping the field dressing is the number one thing to happen here because that's a 10 hit point MODOK that'd be right back in service otherwise.
Yes.
And I'm just taking a look. Field dressing is 4, correct? So
so the option
right
is
now,
strange, or someone does some damage and then does it.
Yeah, Hawkeye could potentially do it.
It's hard to stop Strange doing it. He's just got the movement for it.
Oh yeah.
Bit of rivals coming out.
Who's getting bitter rivals then?
That's
it went on Strange. Makes sense because Strange wants to be in range of everybody to hand out extra defense dice.
Yep.
So it seems like Jacob is trying for attrition to start with, and then it's going to start scoring up the points.
Yeah, I think his number one goal's got to be has got to be getting Sam, and he's done that. And his second goal is to stop Enchantress beaming the world, and he's achieved that. So it's Luke Cage into Witch. Interesting choice he's trying to present here. I think he's acknowledging he can't probably stop Strange, but if he dazes two people, and he's making choices happen.
Choices. Making choices. Oh, man. It's, I really want to start seeing what Josh is able to pull off this turn. If he gets a couple of good dazes in, if he takes out 2 characters, maybe it's okay. But I don't think he's going to try to get the Researcher.
I don't think where he's at he can survive long enough if he gets the points lead. He's got to take some of these pieces out before they really get him. Let's see what will happen here. Do we see a big stagger play or something like that? Oh, 3 wilds. That's a stagger, isn't it? Wow.
Mm. Double wild. Very good. Good for Josh. Dice gods want this game to continue.
Well, it's a good thing. I mean, it's gonna reduce Scar Witch's impact, and it's done a little bit of damage too.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch 4 points out of 6 and staggered. Very, very good result. Question is, does he finish her off, or does he leave her to suffer with the stagger? He might do, because I don't think he has anyone else to attack.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
no options.
Not a lot of options there. It's I guess that's one of the weak things on Luke Cage's card, is that he doesn't have a lot of ways to spend it with a bit of range. So he hasn't got any options other than to either hit her again or to throw something small and inoffensive around, like a street sign or a telegraph or a traffic cone or something.
All right.
So what do we got?
Still thinking about it. I guess Josh is feeling the heat now and is taking his time to try to make sure each one of these activations count.
Yeah. It's difficult because you get in this situation and you feel, so getting into Scarlet Witch, you feel I'm behind in the game, I need to pull something out, and you look at the card and you just sort of will there to be another line. Is there another superpower I haven't read before? Surely there's something else on his card, please. Just give me something.
I do the same thing. I start going through the card more carefully when I'm really under pressure. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm missing something than the usual. All right, we've thrown some dice. Maybe it's a throw here?
No, I've got 4 dice out for Cage, but I don't understand who he's hitting. It said he was hitting Scarlet Witch, but that doesn't seem right.
Well, you see, he's rolled 3 hits, including a crit, which doesn't add anything. So he's got 3 hits, 1 save. No, 4 hits. It did add into a hit. I'm just
wondering
how
he's hitting it. Oh, he must have boosted her defense with Strange, is why.
But she's still. That's it. He went after Scarlet Witch as we thought.
Yeah.
So she's
no
dazed.
other real option. So now he's just giving them. He's saying, you've got to field dress somebody, and if you field dress Scarlet Witch, then obviously MODOK loses those 10 health. So.
No. Yeah. He. I mean, that's tempting, though. You wake up Scarlet Witch, you can actually start doing work, but losing MODOK, I don't think he's going to do it.
Adam, it's not a guarantee, though, on Hawkeye either. I've just seen you in the chat saying Hawkeye needs just 2 power. Look, if Hawkeye's going into Voodoo, you're looking at the 4 dice because he's still got Brother Daniel on him. You've only got 1 health on Okoye, so you can't get your 2 power there, and Luke Cage has the damage reduction as well. So it's not a guarantee that he'll get that 2 power on Hawkeye, and certainly if he does, it becomes a really big problem because then Strange gets his 2 actions. But it's not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, but I think it's okay because if it were me, which I'm not a top player, I would use Hawkeye to try to get the advantage and then use Strange elsewhere. And if that failed, though, Strange would have to tank an activation, but he can do that really well.
Yeah, and he's got the power to burn. Well, he's down to 2 power now actually. Because he's used those boosts to try to keep Scarlet Witch in the game. So
Yeah.
he is probably a little bit shorter of power now, but I don't think he's going to be in any way short. But by putting Strange up, which it looks like Jacob's considering doing, it also means any superpowers that get used are going to give him some power. So you might find
Hmm.
Josh having to think carefully about what he might do.
Yeah, that's right. See, this is ballsy to me because it's easier to take Hawkeye off the table, or daze him anyway here. And so if Strange isn't able to get 2 power now and wake up MODOK, it's a problem.
It is.
And he's going after Iron Fist.
Yeah, which is the right move, I think, because he's going to take away an attack from Iron Fist into potentially taking Hawkeye off the board.
Yeah.
Make it a bit harder for him.
Yep. All right, here we go. Stranger to Iron Fist. He is looking for 2 power. Strange, though, is already on 3 hit points, so he was also about to go down, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, good hit. 4 hits, including a crit.
5.
And that's 5 hits. Oy, oy, oy.
And we are well outside Master Martial Artist range, so that's
Yeah,
straightforward
wow.
damage. That's look, plus side is he's now got enough power on Iron Fist to do the Iron Fist attack next turn.
Yep, that's right. That's the nice thing about Iron Fist. Similar to Sam's affiliation ability, where it kind of punishes you for doing well. Same for Iron Fist. You give him a ton of power, all right, you take him out, but then he comes back with a massive attack next turn.
So interestingly, and this is where what Adams pointed out to in the chat is if it gets to be your turn and you don't have an unactivated undazed character, you actually can't take a turn, which means you can't field dressing at the start of the turn. So there is a risk there if Hawkeye does get dazed, then Strange loses the ability to field dress anybody. So I presume he's placed Strange here and he'll just field dress MODOK straight away because you can't put yourself in that sort of risk position.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you. So Jason's put down MODOK is the best field dressing target, and I think he is because he's got the 10 health that he's going to get back. So for sure you want to field dress him, but by putting the days on Scarlet Witch, at least you get something out of the turn if you're Josh.
That's right. Somebody else also cleverly pointed out, though, that if you wake Scarlet Witch up and she dazed somebody on Joshua's side, Jacob would lose priority next turn.
True.
And I think with MODOK sitting up front there, woken up, he'll want priority.
He'd like it. Yeah. I think he'd do all right with it, too. Just here and there.
Yeah. What, take out Enchantress next, right? She's the next priority target.
Well, he does now have, again, Luke Cage there. With 2 dangerous to ignore, but he will have 2 power because MODOK he's left on 1 power cleverly, which is good. So we're seeing Hawkeye into, it looks like, is it Iron Fist? I missed that call, sorry.
Yep, and that's why is Iron Fist only on 3 hit points?
Oh, he's sorry. I think is he.
No, he must have went ahead and I don't know what was going on there, but he's woken up MODOK now.
Yeah, he paid his 4. He must have re-rolled.
Yeah.
Try to get that sneaky extra damage on Iron Fist just to finish him.
Yeah. Sure. He's been leaving everybody on 1 hit point, which is frustrating. That's why I'm going to try to get Bullseye into my rosters when the update hits.
Yeah, he's interesting, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, great two-threat option now.
Oh, there's a bit of ping that I just missed there.
That's it. Doctor Strange is done.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So Okoye. He's trying to figure out if he can get Okoye across to field dress Enchantress.
Mm.
And now he's measuring, he's going to try to maybe sap some power. The options are, he's looking at going, if I move Okoye across, I think he was saying he's blocked by the Dr. Voodoo base, but if he can get Okoye to a position where one move puts him within 2 of Enchantress, he can then throw a spear and field dresser. And there's no repositions left on Jacob's side. But we have that same position that says if we get to the point where there's nobody activated on Josh's side, then he can't take a turn. So he needs to make sure that he can't get in the position where he has to field dress Enchantress and then just get pipped by Hawkeye. There's no point in a field dressing if Hawkeye can just go, oh yeah, range 5, I'll just hook arrow in and just go plink, and you've wasted your field dressing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. With MODOK, it's easier. You wake him up, he's still on all his hit points. But if you've been dazed and get woken up, then yeah, that 1 hit point. So you really have to do it at the end of the turn, which is not impossible here because of how many more characters Joshua has.
So he's measuring it out. He's going. The question I think he's playing here is, he's got a spear at Hawkeye, who's only got 2 energy defense. He's thinking, geez, if I was to move Dr. Voodoo, can I put myself in the position where I can throw that spear to get a power, and then move to where Dr. Voodoo was and be within 2?
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't do it right away, then Hawkeye can just, potentially just pip Okoye off.
All right, I think you're right. He is looking to move Voodoo.
And if he does get the kill on Hawkeye, it's not the end of the world. He can still move across and throw that spear at just Strange or someone and just get the 1 damage. Even MODOK, it doesn't really matter.
And he's looking to test the Researcher.
Yep, and he's looking also to throw those trolley at Hawkeye as well. He's really going all
Yeah.
He needs to take Hawkeye out this activation. It's almost do or die for him. He just wants to go in there. He's got a 5 dice Mystic attack, which is onto 2 defense. Hawkeye's only got 3 health, and if he can put 2 damage through, he can probably give it a good scare by throwing the trolley as well. But if he doesn't get Hawkeye, Hawkeye just plinks Okoye, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. A big play here.
Mm.
Let's see, does he do the attack first or the throw?
He has to do the attack because he's got no power.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Tell you what, he'll be feeling a bit like he's due for a decent roll too.
So Strange probably contributes dice to Hawkeye, yeah?
I think he has to. He may not want to, but he has to. What's this?
Yeah, he's double checking that move.
Because he's still got his Iron Fist up his sleeve. So if he can take out Hawkeye.
No, he's going after Strange.
No, Strange is contributing the 2.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see the powers went away. Yeah, cool. All right, here we go.
So why is he rolling 6 though? There's a bit of rivals in there as well.
That's 3 hits, including a crit.
I think Jacob.
Hawkeye's, saved pretty well. He's saved
too many dice, hasn't he?
Saved 4. Well, he what's his name gave him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
5 with a bit. That shouldn't be. Is it? That's a physical. It's a mystic attack.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have been 2. Goes down to 1 plus 2 is 3.
Huh.
Maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
We missed again. We missed something earlier with the change of the attack for Strange's ability. We must have missed something there too.
All right. But it looks like Voodoo's got the tick mark on him, so he's done.
Yep.
So that was not good
No.
for Josh.
Thoroughly
Not what he
confused by
needed.
that roll though, because I thought he was on 3. Oh, it was into
He's,
Strange. Okay, it was into
yeah,
Strange.
yeah. That's what I thought. I saw the arrow go on to Strange, so that's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that
Because
arrow
Strange
was.
gave. Yeah. Strange. Strange, huh? It's odd. I'll have to ask him about that as well.
Yeah, I just made a note of it. I think I just couldn't see why you wouldn't have to kill Hawkeye in that circumstance.
Mm-hmm. Which is also eminently more doable.
Especially if you're trying to wake up Enchantress. I
Yeah.
guess though no, maybe I misinterpreted it, because if he doesn't pass and he goes with Hawkeye now, then he has the opportunity to try to get Okoye into position
Mm.
and give himself 2 bites of the cherry.
So it looks like he's doing a hook arrow with Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And pushing him to the far flank.
So I think he's accepted the fact that he can't. Oh, yeah, that's the call from Dave, is suggesting he'll Heroes for Hire Iron Fist onto Okoye to make sure he gets into range.
But Here's for Hire has been used.
Yes, true.
Yeah. All right. So
So he took him 2 shots, 1 into Koyo, 1 into Iron Fist. Oh, he must have been doing it to get out of range 3, so he doesn't get the martial artist. So,
or bitter rivals.
yes, or bitter rivals.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan's making a good point. Try to daze Okoye, but then hope for a slow on Iron
I
Fist.
don't think the slow will do too much, because if the slow, he'll just fly kick into Hawkeye and place off
Oh,
him,
yeah.
and then fly kick into probably Witch and be pretty close to in position anyway.
Interesting. Will he have enough power to do all that? Yeah,
So
I can see he gets
one
power.
hit on Okoye, and Okoye's got a block, so Okoye lives.
Oh, gosh.
No, the fly kick's free and
Lucky.
gains him a power, so it shouldn't be too hard at all.
Yeah. And he's doing it again,
Doing it
trying
again,
to take out
yeah.
Okoye. Makes sense. And let's see the roll. Still not great. 2 hits with a crit.
But he only needs
Crit.
1 damage. Interestingly, he's only rolled 2. He hasn't measured to see if Okoye is still in bit of rivals range.
So that's 3 hits
Okoye
into
dozes.
Okoye. Yeah. 2 dazes.
So I think we're now looking to say, can Iron Fist get there with a double medium?
Yep. This is
He's doing the
it.
measure.
Big.
Oh, he's going for the objective too. There you go.
I think he can do it.
I think he can.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think he may not want to get too greedy on the objective though, but
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
interesting though, because he's going to obviously redaze Enchantress, but he'll probably be moving her up and then putting 3 beams right across that big those.
Exactly.
I suspect he'll get 3. If not, he'll be able to bow to make sure he does, and he'll get some points out of it too. He may need to go point to point just to squeeze a few extra mils out of it, but I reckon he can get there. He doesn't want to look. He doesn't want to look. He's got there. He's happy.
Yeah, easy,
He's
easy.
happy days. He was pissing.
And,
He was pissing himself for a second
yeah,
there. Excuse the profanity
yeah,
warning on the stream there, but I just got the feeling he was like, I don't want to bring this around just in case. I'm just going to leave it pointing the other direction for a second longer. And this is good for the game. It was such big damage losing Sam and dazing Enchantress, and then getting the field dressing back on MODOK. It's good to see that Josh can rally enough
yeah. Stay in it.
and this triple beam. I mean, Oh, it's going to be a double because he's already dazed Scarlet Witch, of course. So he probably brings Strange into the line and just go boom boom. But it's going to do something to keep the game alive. I'm still a bit confused about why he went for Strange there and not Hawkeye.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Make a note. It'd be a good post game interview question.
Yeah, I have.
Excellent. Yep. So that's well, it hasn't quite done it yet. Just thinking about it still, I guess.
Yeah.
Wake her up.
Probably a little bit of a thought process of saying maybe I don't have to, but I think he does. I think otherwise he puts himself in a bit of a difficult position. He's gonna want to. He's got Luke Cage there with some good power as well, and I think it's he's going to force MODOK to spend some power if he bows MODOK away. He's thinking here. He really is. He's thinking, what am I going to get out of Enchantress today?
Yeah. Yeah. Maximize her placement now.
Yeah.
Because it looks like realistically he'll want to move her to get to do the attack.
I think he's very.
He could bow Strange forward. Yeah.
He's interestingly, I think he's trying to. He wants to put her somewhere where he can at least force the bow onto Luke Cage, which means he's forcing it to be a reposition type attack. He's trying to force. He knows he's going to go second, and he's just trying to force that first activation to be something that he can cope with.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
So he's going to want to get some points first of all, as well, and he's going to want to put that researcher somewhere that's going to inconvenience Jacob if he wants to get some points as well.
Yeah. He does have All You Got online still as well. So, and I'm going to suspect that's going to happen because Enchantress is not going to live next turn.
No, but he might want to let her daze next turn and force a few actions to do it by forcing the bow onto Luke Cage and then potentially having MODOK then only do one damage and get one power back. So he may choose just to hold on to it just to try to control the actions, as we said. I'm not sure.
Me neither. It's interesting. Crucial decision.
You ideally would love to all you've got across 3 targets. If you had the opportunity to line up Strange and Switch and MODOK and just go boom into all of them, you'd be a really happy camper. But he's not going to get that.
No.
And isn't all you got phase going to turn MODOK over again? I don't know. Don't think it will.
No. Because her beam's energy, so he's a little bit better at defending it against that as well.
Yeah, and Wild's not counting, discounts the sap. So it's interesting. So what is he doing there?
He's placed Enchantress right in the middle, but hasn't bowed anybody yet.
Yep. Don't forget that he has still got Bitter Rivals up, so it does mean that there's a sneaky chance on MODOK, because he does go down to 2 defense. So what's that? He's throwing a blockade at Strange.
Makes sense.
Yep. Strange on 1 power.
Yeah, so he can't help himself, and he's weak to the physical attacks. What size is that barrier? Is it size 2?
Size 2.
All right, so 3 hits.
Takes 2.
He's staged. Yeah. So it's not enough. Not enough. No, the beam will do it, though.
And she's on 2 power, so if she is going to beam, she's not going to be able to all you've got necessarily. Wow.
What's this now? What is Josh doing? He's looks like he's trying to move Enchantress right back. I don't know. Maybe he's thinking about it. Yeah.
He's having another thing. So he's range 4. What's he looking at range 4 for?
I don't know, maybe moving, if he bowed Strange back to get him out of range, but no, I don't know. I'm very confused now about what Josh is after. Maybe Morgan Reed knows.
-2 power, so he's doing probably a bow. Yep, and
Yep,
Strange
he's
gains a
moving him
power,
back.
so he's chucking Strange on that off the back point, so no points. He needs to do that to make sure he gets the researcher.
Yeah, maybe that's what this is about. I'm starting to think about points. Although it's such a low-scoring game, I don't know. See if it makes a difference.
Well, it would if he can if he can just simply stay alive and get enough of a points lead that Jacob can't get them back.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that whole. He could
Sure.
be moving into just stay alive mode.
Yeah.
So he'll pick up potentially 4 points. Oh, he's staying put. Didn't move.
Wow, that's it. Inch. That is really interesting. Wow. So okay. So points.
So he picks up
He's going to
4.
get 5. Yeah. So that's 2 for the researcher and 1 for the portal in the middle, 1 in the back.
Yep, and he'll chuck out some incinerates. He'll put an incinerate on Voodoo, but I think he might be immune.
Iron Fist will
Yes.
get 1. And, oh, nice. That's a nice ability for Voodoo's. Scarlet Witch should get 1 though, right? Or no, she's away from it.
So you're looking at the portal. The demon
Yeah,
town is
yeah.
slightly behind it. So Scar Witch isn't contesting.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
So
And so
he's really signalled as well. If you look where he shoved that researcher straight forward, he said he's switched right. He's switched tempos and he said, right, I'm going to get as many points on the board as possible, and presumably run for the hills.
Yeah, that's right. Morgan's saying the same thing. Try to push on points and get to turn 6.
Ah, see. There we go. I should be reading the chat.
Yeah.
Morgan.
Don't know. Morgan.
Look, he may have thought, Morgan, that if he's bowed Strange away first, he didn't want Strange to flip and come back to life on the point. He wanted Strange off the point where he can't boost MODOK's defense, where he can't do things. So he's bowed him away first, and he now can't zap him with a builder. But he also may have gone, well, what's the point of throwing my beam into MODOK? I'm going to get 1 power, but I may give MODOK more than 1 power. And so there may have been just no benefit in action. He may be happy not to be incinerated with Enchantress, so he didn't want to go get a point with her. He's too far to get the back point, and may have gone, all right, I'll just stay there. We'll see if it works. I think this is it's interesting. We've sat here and we're thinking, how's Josh going to do the damage to get back in? And like exactly what Morgan said, that red mist is so. We're going to throw here.
Into Enchantress. Yeah,
yep.
makes sense. This is Scarlet Witch activating.
Yeah. So the red mist comes down, you want to fight back, don't you? But reality is, he doesn't actually need to fight back. He needs to get points and win the game.
Yeah, exactly. He's Dazed Enchantress, which makes sense.
Goes. That's fine.
And now the attack's the question of who's it going to go into.
Oh, great! And I'm just reading my text that just came in. My cousin's just given birth, and I can guarantee you they are not watching this thread, this stream. They are way too cool. But a little baby Lorelei.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah. Amazing.
Congratulations, if they ever do watch this, to Perrin and Alyssa.
I've been asked about whiskey in the morning, and I can safely say that I am not partial to whiskey in the mornings. I will say, though, that it is entirely acceptable in English culture to drink beer in the morning if you are in an airport on your way to holiday. At any time.
Scarlet Witch twisting the knife. Is it into Voodoo, into Iron Fist? Sorry, and Iron Fist is being ignored because Luke Cage is too dangerous to ignore.
Yeah.
That's a bit complex play there, but
Ooh, a lot of skulls. So it's 2 hits, a crit, and 2 skulls. So it's 5 hits altogether now.
2 crits in the block. And
Oh,
4
nice block!
loss, and he also
Wow,
got that -1 damage.
big, 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 very big.
Is it just me, or does anyone else have that feeling when you throw the big spender? It always just seems you feel like, oh, I'm going to do so much damage, and it always just
I
seems to
agree.
disappoint that wee bit. You just feel like it's
I
going to do a little bit
totally
more.
agree. That's why I like my Sin 7 list. It's just loads of little attacks with lots of rerolls, and I find those to be a lot more effective somehow.
So we're chucking a hex on, so that means there was probably a pay to turn that into a something.
Mystic or
Yeah.
something, or just left it as Mystic
Oh,
and
maybe it wasn't a spender. Sorry.
just going for the hex.
Yeah. Got the two debuffs, which means it was just the builder. Sorry, too many things going on, and I'm talking about other stuff, talking about babies when I should be focusing on important things like toy soldiers. Okay, so another attack into Iron Fist from Scarwitch.
Yep. Yeah. Is that going to be another body too dangerous to ignore again, though?
He's got the power to do it, and I can't see why he wouldn't.
It's unlimited, right? You can do it as many times as you want.
I believe so. We'll just pull up his card and double check. There he is. Watching the show at the moment. It's quite a good show with Luke Cage. I'm really enjoying watching him. Yeah, so it just says whenever.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see if Josh does it again.
I'm pretty sure I should actually say that, of course, those spenders they feel really good when you can reduce their power by someone else paying one, so you can share the love a little bit. They just feel really good at that point. So if only there was some sort of a leader that could do that, and I wonder if Nick Gentle has any idea who might really make those spenders shine.
I don't know, a lot of talking here. Let's roll some dice, gentlemen.
We'll just be aware. Jacob did say that he might have some personal stuff come up, so if there's a slight pause, that could be why. So we've got 2 dice, so he's actually taking this one on Iron Fist, so he must have a plan for Luke Cage. Could be Sweet Christmas, but we'll see this attack first. So 3 skulls, so 5 hits all up. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Get a skull and you go, oh yes, I like it.
The last game we streamed with Jacob, he rolled skulls incessantly, which was amazing. So he had lots of abilities out there. Yep. So that's it. Iron Fist is dazed.
Yep. And that's it for Scarlet Witch. So a little neat play at the start of that activation. Probably didn't comment on enough. That little throw into Enchantress. We saw that Josh had taken the time to really make sure Enchantress was near Luke Cage to try to force MODOK to bow him with the first activation, and Scarlet Witch throwing that building has allowed her to do her thing, take out Enchantress and then throw those attacks where she wanted to, and leave MODOK still ready to go. So just a nice little play to work around Josh's attempts to control that first activation.
All right, so he's measuring out. Is that a Koye?
Yeah, it is a Koye, and Morgan's getting sweaty in sympathy, I think, about what's going to happen here.
Yeah, let's see if Okoye does it again. Because she'll have to probably do her spender into Strange, which is very likely to do.
It's a spear chuck, won't it?
Yeah.
No, the spender is only range 2. It's the Vibranium Spear Blast.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, and it's very likely to daze him, but he's got a lot of power, so he's going to give himself the 2 extra defense dice.
Look, if it can take down Thanos, I'm sure it can take down Strange, right?
Man, when I play against Strange here in London, he tanks so hard sometimes. It's so infuriating.
Just nearly finished my Supreme Sorcerer Strange. He's sitting on my desk.
Oh, nice.
Just got to Got his beautiful hairstyle to go. Starting to paint Hood to get him on the table as well. Very keen to get that for the line. He looks very good.
Yeah.
So the dice are hovering. The hands are hovering.
I know.
And it's moving. What's that ping for? Portal?
Portal move?
Oh, is he saying
Gonna move Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch? He's
No.
wanting to. Has he put the activate? He put the tick up. Maybe Jacob's letting him. Josh is letting him do it anyway.
Not sure what's happening here.
Considerations, discussions. Jason's doing the maths on this with the Okoye attack. It's not even close. It's Okoye. There is nothing. There is nothing she cannot do.
Do not doubt.
So we're going. Luke Cage is activating. We got paid 4, so that sounds like Sweet Christmas to me.
Yeah.
Paid 4 is Sweet Christmas. So that's a 3, and it looks like he'll throw to do the damage to Strange.
That's guaranteed.
It's a wild for the throw, but he has got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So that last dice was a crit, so 5 damage, and he only blocked 2. I think. Does Skulls count on defense for Witch?
It's not Witch, right? Strange.
Oh no, he's throwing it. I think he's hitting Witch to throw her into Strange.
Oh, I see. Got it. Yeah. Yes, and Skulls do.
Yeah, so she's blocked 2, so she'll take 3. Yep.
And getting all the. Oh gosh. So she's gotten slowed and stunned from that, and now is being tossed into Strange, knocking him out. Joss might pull this out now.
Well, he has. He's certainly in the game still.
Wargaming Dad's saying that you can still do superpowers and things even if you put the tick down. That's interesting.
There you go.
I didn't know that, actually. So at the moment you put that tick down, that character is done.
So I think you're not done when you've done your second action. You're finished your turn when you say you finished your turn. So you can do 2 actions and just sit there for half an hour if you wanted to really troll someone.
Morgan's very cleverly pointed out that Cage has hacks and shouldn't roll these crits.
Yeah, so it should be 1 less damage. And I think that's been taken off there, down to 2. And then taken an extra 1 for the throw, so she's back to where she should be. Back where we started.
Nicely done. Yep.
And now we're rolling the dodge for Strange. But he's blocked 1.
Nope.
But there he goes.
Not enough. So he's dazed.
Yeah. So Cage still has something else he can do here. We've got Judgment, yep. Poor old Cage. I wonder if he just walks up to put pressure on the objective. But, obviously Hawkeye's got some good manoeuvring, good movement. You know what the word is. Jeez, that was a bit of a shocker. He's got some good manoeuvrability.
All right. He's moving him up.
Well, Dad says correct, but don't be that guy. Don't just sit there for half an hour and not say it's the end of the turn.
Thank God.
Staring at that card. Surely there's another power, another ability. There isn't, man. It's Lizard. It's just got 2 powers. Oh, surely there is. Surely. So he's thinking about it, just putting the pressure on the objective.
You're talking about the researcher now, right?
Yeah, he is. That's what he's thinking about.
He could probably contest both the portal and the researcher.
He possibly can. You've got to forget that Voodoo still has Brother Daniel sitting on him as well. It wouldn't take a
Mm-hmm.
lot of power to be able to mess up Hawkeye by throwing Brother Daniel on him.
Yeah. So what now? Do you think MODOK activates?
Well, I guess. I mean,
Take down Voodoo.
yeah, he's got to kill people.
Because it's Voodoo and Okoye left to go. Okoye's not bodyguard range of anyone, so...
Yeah. I think that's the end of the day. Voodoo has to go down, but MODOK's not actually as well equipped to deal with him. He's 6 dice on 6.
Correct.
It's actually,
Yeah.
sadly, it's actually Hawkeye who does probably more damage, excluding
Mhm.
bows and the like.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you want Hawkeye last so that you can try to cause havoc with Brother Daniel. Minimise that, but it's interesting. It's getting tight. There's a few flips out there, and but probably Jacob wants to start taking some more pieces off the board.
Nothing.
No, I think Jacob went out to that early lead, getting things going his way, and I think he's now a little bit worried.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I don't necessarily think he's behind in the game as such, but I think he's aware that it's very tight.
Yeah, he's not running away with it, for sure. Having so few characters is a liability in some senses.
And every dice roll is so crucial. Yeah, so Dave's suggesting that another 4-point round is coming. Take us to 9, and then shove the researcher home and pick up 2 at the bottom of the 4th. It's a distinct possibility. It's a very difficult call for Jacob because he's got to if he wants to address that researcher, he either has to daze people or he has to give up an action.
A lot of talking, not a lot of thinking, moving stuff here. Come on, guys. I'm not sure what's going on.
No, it's a pretty big action. I think he's got to decide how he's going to do it. I think it probably does have to be MODOK. I think he has to bow at some point. Luke Cage off that researcher.
Yeah.
And that forces Voodoo to spend one of his actions to move on it because he absolutely has to get there. So here he goes. He's going to move up, contest the objective, and shove Cage off, and then probably throw some dice. And I think you'll see that the Voodoo needs 5 threat to put Brother Daniel onto MODOK, which is probably a bridge too far.
Mm.
And he can't get 2 unflipped characters onto it, so he's going to struggle to get that researcher. But it does cost Jacob an attack that could be crucial.
Yep. But Jacob's worried about points now.
Yeah, and as Adams pointed out, that researcher isn't a 2-point contest. It's a so taking on Okoye, it's a 4-point contest this round because it goes home. So into Okoye, Big Mo Diddley. You'll have to think really carefully about rerolls here.
Okay.
Sub 2. That's a good start. So he'll pay 2, or he'll pay 1. The 2 skulls are
credit as well,
but he might pay 2 anyway. No, he's paid 1.
Koye saving 2 so far. Got a crit, and the crit rolls into a blank, so nothing. So 2 saves, and it looks like
so he's rolled his critical.
Jacob's got 4.
He's got a reroll in hand as well because he'd pay 1.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You have to prepay for them now. Okay, so 4 hits so far.
So it goes up to
5.
5.
So 3 damage into Okoye.
Yep, and because got another block, so it goes down to 2 damage. A
Right, okay.
lot of rolling there, but probably not a bad outcome either way. I think both people would take that at the start of the roll. You're not going to probably most likely won't one-shot a Koya, as much as you'd like to think you would.
Yeah.
Now that's the question: is what does he do here? Is he going to
Just move her away.
Is that right at this point? Do you think though?
I really don't know because I mean the points are a problem now.
And Okoye is not going to contribute points, but you don't want to find that she's still alive at the end of the game, just stopping you.
I think he wants to move MODOK desperately into contesting range with that researcher.
Yeah, I was wondering if it might have been better throwing something, but there's nothing to throw, is there?
No, he's out of stuff.
I mean, instead of bowing Koye, maybe you could have got to that chemical tank potentially. But there you go. There goes Luke Cage, so he's out.
Yep.
And that is MODOK out of power, I think. No, it went down to 4, down to 2. Got 2 power left.
Yep. Now he's going to move to contest.
Yep. Contesting.
But he's
trying to contest both, is what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Makes sense. I was going to say, he's not going to go for a portal play.
There's never a bad time for a portal play.
Reverse portal.
Can you go in a portal and come out of the same portal?
No.
Okay.
No, it has to be the other one.
It would be an amazing portal just to portal Enchantress a few millimeters to the left and beam through all 3 of them. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And there's the bow on
Final
Voodoo.
bow. Yeah.
I'm not going to miss it when that goes to once a turn.
No, definitely not. I played with new Enchantress at my weekly game night earlier this week, and it was fine. I mean, she was still really impactful and interesting, but not stupid.
Yeah, I think she's still solid. So it's Josh going now.
Yeah, with Voodoo.
But it does make her a very different piece.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like he's trying to get Voodoo back onto the researcher.
Yep. But he's still got a Koye left to activate. So I don't... Again, is this about giving choices to Jacob to say stop a Koye or contest the objective? Sorry, I'm moving the screen around a little bit, but correct, Adam.
Yeah, so Adam's saying Dr. Voodoo's got to do 4 damage to get enough power to throw Brother Nathaniel out there. So does it cost 5 to do it?
It's 1 per threat that the target is.
Oh, right.
So
interesting.
We'd said earlier, a bridge too far probably to burn that much damage, especially with wilds not counting.
Yeah.
Which is why that MODOK activation had to move Luke Cage off as well.
Sploosh triple bowed last night. Nice one.
Well, couldn't have been that silly. Didn't work. Oh, shots fired. To be fair, Sploosh.
Yeah, this is the only Danger Room host still in the finals.
Yep. Now, the message I have from Jacob is he's not going to mention that to his colleagues on the Danger Room. I mean, he's going to make sure they know, but just not rub it in. Just let it be out there. So he's bringing
All right,
Voodoo
so that's
in.
Voodoo moving up. Yep, to contest the researcher.
So, like we've seen, that's probably a decision that's more about stopping Jacob from scoring So what's he doing? Oh, he's putting Brother Daniel onto Scarlet Witch.
What do you think that's all
Oh
about?
no, he's attacking Scarlet Witch, sorry.
Yeah, but she's still alive. Yeah,
She is, because he
cool.
left her. And he can
Just
take her off the
activated.
table, which would be handy. We'll
Yeah,
see.
that would be good.
2 hits, and she's already blocked it.
Ah, yeah.
And probably disappointingly for Josh, no wilds, so he doesn't get to snap any of that power.
Hmm. Well, I don't know how much he had expected out of that, but it didn't really pan out, did it? But he's at least contesting.
Yeah, I think he had to contest just to stop Jacob, but
Yeah,
I don't think it will stop Jacob because this.
yeah. No, that's a good point. And he's well away from Okoye.
Yeah, so I mean the Okoye move is going to be he'll just go pick up a random point with Okoye and take a single. The question here is can he wants to go and try to plink Okoye off the board and then still get away, but
So here's the hook arrow over to the researcher.
I don't think the dice were too cold there, Adam. He's saying it's a bad time for cold dice, but 2 out of 5. It's not terribly below par. It's just maybe cool dice rather than cold.
So it's more about the pressure of the situation. The dice had to really cooperate to make something happen.
Yeah, I think it was a big play to be pulling off, but this is Jacob will be on the board here. He'll pick up 3. But most importantly, probably for Jacob, is he'll get that researcher heading back the right way. So little nick into Luke Cage.
Be nice to get some status effects on him. Oh, not a good roll again. Hawkeye really flubbing it. But he get the wild.
Hit the wild.
So what's he put on him? Oh, interesting. He's got Luke Cage has judgment on him from Scarlet Witch earlier.
Correct. So
yep. Now shock goes down on him. he's laboring under 4 different status effects.
So he has given him a power though. So we need to make sure Morgan hopefully will be on the ball of pulling that off.
Here's the second attack into the same target. And what do we get? Ooh, much better hit. That's 4 hits, including a crit. That's 5 hits. Wow. Hawkeye must have stabilized himself for that second shot.
Yeah. Helps when you aim, doesn't it?
Luke Cage has...
So he's blocked 1, so it goes down to 4 damage, which -1 for his damage reduction is 3, so he'll be alive. The bad news is he's still incinerated, still hexed, still judged, and is still shocked. He almost would have preferred just to be to be flipped there.
Good point. All right, looks like Okoye is going to make a run for the middle portal.
I think he'll. It's an interesting. It's a moot point almost. Obviously, it won't stop MODOK, who's still on his strong side. So I don't see why Okoye would go for the middle.
Oh, I see your point. Yeah, I see your point. She's injured, so she's not going to contest.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let's just go for the back point then and get a point there.
You'd think so. And the other thing that's worth noting is, of course, that Iron Fist is up this turn.
Yeah, and let's see, he will have 8 power next turn, so
he
can do his...
Sorry, when I meant the Iron Fist is up. It's
I see.
So having Okoye there to bodyguard is probably pretty useful. MODOK's on 0 power, so he's going to have to bodyguard. He's going to have to let Okoye bodyguard. He won't be able to get him out unless he wants to attack, say, Enchantress. So if you could find a spot there where Okoye can bodyguard both of them, that would probably be quite awkward for Jacob. I don't know if anyone else has paused here.
Oh, maybe this is the delivery.
All right, the cursor's moving again, so we're probably good.
He's measuring bodyguard range.
That's weird. That's a strange decision, I think. That's a.
Hmm.
I
So
think.
he's moved Okoye onto the central point.
Yeah, so he's for no reason he's taking that incinerate on Okoye.
Yeah. He's in bodyguard range. I mean, he did measure that out of Iron Luke Cage, but still.
So he wants. I don't. I'm not. I'm not. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe he's doing it because he's not going to get. He's not going to get martial artist. So yeah, I don't know. I would have thought there's almost a place where you could be bodyguard of Luke Cage, Enchantress, and Iron Fist. Oops.
So it's turn 4. We're at Josh at 5 points and Jacob at 3.
So Jacob off the mark nicely. And what's he going to do with that researcher? I suspect he's just going to shove him out of the way somewhere.
Yeah, away from the back point, though, right?
Yeah, he's going to want to. He actually might want to score it though, because we are at turn 4 now. And
Yeah, and as people are seeing here, you need a medium move.
that must be.
What is that?
I think that's a range 2 plus a distance 1. So that's like if you move
Yeah,
and contest with it and measure the 1 for the auto points. So he's putting him
yeah,
right in the middle of the scrum next to an unflipped Modoc, who's going to be pretty hard to move other than by Enchantress. And anyone who contests is going to get hit in the face with stuff. So probably no
yeah,
surprises there.
yeah. And that researcher is not going to score the extra bonus points now because it's too far away as measured by that medium tool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Modoc, you think, or is it Scarlet Witch now? Probably Scarlet Witch.
Well,
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch
maybe
has got
Scarlet
3
Witch.
health left, and he's going to want to
Yeah,
get an activation out of her. So, you
yeah,
know,
that's it.
I think
Cool.
if Josh wants to, she's gone. Just the comment on the board state is that Josh does have all you've got left as well.
Yeah, good point.
So
Very good point.
Scarlet Witch is bleeding, and she's slowed and stunned. So she's got a full tank of health. Sorry, full tank of power, but she's got some limitations. So she's paid 1 there.
To probably to change the attack type.
Yep. 2,
Oh
3.
no, 3.
So she's attacking attacking Enchantress. So she's paid 2, and she's changed the attack type. So this will be a builder into 2
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. Okay,
And has it
big
been?
roll.
Has he taken it onto someone else though? Has he taken it onto Okoye?
4 hits, including a wild.
And 1 block.
Chantress stays on 1.
It's a reroll, so it must be onto Okoye. Must have seen a bodyguard there.
Yeah, sure. And that takes out Okoye.
Yep, but well worth
She's
it, I
off the
think.
table. Yeah. Yeah, very much.
And
So now he has to use his mystic attack. He can't convert it anymore.
correct. It's once per turn. But I think she's going for the spender here. Measuring 3 for Cruel Twist, 8. So effectively
Oof.
is hexed, but in addition to the hex, doesn't even count the crits. And they can reverse pierce. So this is going to be nasty. Big roll.
But as we said, these big rolls, they never really pay off, do they?
Well, you say that, but she's dealt 4 with a crit to come.
No, 5. She's Scarlet Witch gets the skulls.
Oh, yes, it's not just the attack, is it? It's the whole thing. So that is nasty. That is going to do it, I think.
6 hits altogether.
Yep, and only 1 block.
Yep. Wow. Oh, God. Ooh. Enchantress even saved one of those, but that was the skulls, man. What a bitch.
Yes, and just having that little bit of power there, just to be able to pay the 2 as well. Worth possibly thinking about. Oh, he's just cleared a bleed. I'm not sure how that bleed's cleared. Worth thinking about though. Maybe the first attack would have been better not to bodyguard.
What?
Well, the first attack was 6 dice, and so it was unlikely even against 2, unlikely to daze to take her out. And then
Oh, I
if you
see.
didn't, you were sort of guaranteed you could then flick the second one onto a Koye.
Yeah.
May have been just a slight, probably easier to say in hindsight, but a slight decision there. Well,
Yeah.
the tick's gone down, and I'm sure Josh is quite happy that it has.
So all you got still on the table. We've got Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Voodoo to go.
Yeah, and only 2 power on Voodoo. Voodoo's a pretty powerful piece, but
Yeah, so it's a matter of staggering MODOK now, isn't it?
I think it's all that. I think it has to be.
Hmm. Yep, so there goes Iron Fist into the middle.
Yep,
So
we
he's
all know how this works.
contesting the center point. And I'm going to assume he's going to do the Iron Fist into MODOK, sure enough.
Yep. Now, it's not going to matter that he's contesting that objective, though, because, again, he is on the flip side and MODOK isn't.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back time and time again to that field dressing play. So he's boosting MODOK's defense.
Yep, so Strange is helping. MODOK is incinerated as well, though.
Yep.
So
it's a
big roll from Josh. Oh, no, put away the thing. Yeah, okay.
So, no, I was just
Ooh!
confirming energy attack.
The wilds don't count. The damn wilds don't count. 2 hits only. Oh.
Blocks them both. But the purpose of this is the activated token, and that's the purpose of the attack at the end of the day.
Not the stagger, yeah, activation. Sorry, yeah, sure. Which is really crucial.
Look, it is. It's again one of those feel bad moments with the big 8 power spender.
Yeah. So
that's an activated MODOK, and we've got now Strange and Hawkeye to do their thing.
Mm-hmm. Take out Luke Cage.
Flip him, maybe. Look, yeah. Jacob's been absolutely on point with his target priority tonight.
Oh yeah, amazing. Really, definitely. And doing air quotes suboptimal moves and things to ensure getting the right priority target down.
Yes. I actually think that first play with Hawkeye was really clever. Going back to the top of turn 1 where he put Hawkeye through the portal, and we all sort of wondered if it was a bit of a bait. And just knowing that when Sam went for that maximum range 4 throw, he could bring MODOK through the portal and put that 4 damage, just cheeky 4 damage straight onto Sam. That just played out beautifully, and that was probably a crucial start for the game for Jacob. But that was a very good little trap to dangle.
Yeah, it really worked out.
I think just the maths of it, just looking at knowing exactly where he could get MODOK to make sure that he was going to get that shot in, and that he could pull Sam away. That small move from Sam was probably, I suspect, going to have left him needing a full move forward with MODOK. So here we go with Hawkeye doing his thing, just looking like
into. I didn't say yet.
I think he's just checking range just to make sure they're all within range 5.
Yeah, I think so. Come on now. Let's chit chat.
So
Okay,
he's
so
going
he's
into Luke
picking
Cage.
on, yeah, Luke Cage. That makes sense. Although when he flips him now, he'll have lost all those lovely status effects. But I don't
So
think he wants to damage.
yeah, Andrew's just querying damage from Iron Fist. He did actually do that, Andrew. He put the damage on Hawkeye and on Scarlet Witch from it. I think on Strange too, actually. Yep, he did Strange too. So a power in a wild, that's a condition, and it's going to. I think it's going to do Cage, and now into starting to work on Voodoo.
Is Voodoo more vulnerable to physical or energy attack?
It's actually the same. He's 2/2/4, and he gets +2 dice while he's still got Brother Daniel on him.
Yeah, okay, so it'll be 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a tank.
And going right back to the start, probably a question mark was why we had Voodoo there ahead of Vision for Josh, and I thought maybe Brother Daniel was the sort of the key there to try to control that researcher. But the way it's played out, Vision probably would have been really, really handy to have a second beam option.
All right, so Hawkeye has finished the job and deciding to
Go grab a point.
instead take up a point in the back. Jacob now getting more concerned about points. So this is where I, again, with my Sin 7 list, I'm always got the red mist in my eyes. It's just like shoot, shoot, shoot. But here, he's keeping an eye on the scenario points.
Yeah, so he's measuring range 5, which I'm guessing has to do with moving up and hitting him and throwing the Brother Daniel on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's range 3 there.
Okay. So that's it for Hawkeye.
Yep, Hawkeye
So
done.
Voodoo's left.
And Strange on Jacob's side.
Mm-hmm. Like Voodoo's going to focus on Strange.
So there's still Scarlet Witch there as well on 2 health. There's... So Strange is going to do stuff this turn, but if he doesn't take out Strange, then I think that gives Josh priority, doesn't
it? Yeah. Strange is going to go last.
Yeah. If Voodoo goes off and kills Strange and Witch, he could have a chance. That's what, 7 damage from 2 swings. But all you've got could come into it.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a good point. Those late game, all you gots are backbreaking.
Yep. So it might have even been better off to stay put and just attack twice to get into all you've got and try to take both of them out. Imagine that swing if he does get this off.
Oh, Strange is giving himself some defense dice.
Yep.
And so Voodoo's
Big roll
attacking.
here. Not enough.
Oof.
2.
2 hits a crit though. Maybe something more.
A wild would be helpful for him here, I think. But nope.
No.
Not today.
No. And Strange has saved it.
Yes. So he's picked up a power because he's rolled a skull, is that correct? Yes. But not quite enough.
No. The question is why did he move?
Yeah, I'm
maybe
not sure of that. I think he wanted the researcher, but I can't see why the researcher was necessary at this point. If he's gonna, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if he's gonna take out Strange and Witch, he needs to take out Strange and Witch, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not worry about the points.
Well, if you take out Strange and Witch, you're probably going to be okay on points. You know, you've then got a 3-2 advantage, or thereabouts, 3 piece to 2 advantage. And Modoc's still a pain. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's a throw. He's used a throw. Of course. So that was 2 power or 3 power to pick up a size 2 opponent and throw. Again, the voodoo card is a wall of text. So he does have that throw on the card, that's a cheeky thing to do, and that's at least gotten Witch out of the game.
Yeah. Looks like Strange has just healed himself.
Correct.
And now it's going to look at attacking somebody.
He's tapping the card. Oh no, he's tapping the heel, that's all. Yep. So Strange into Voodoo. Now he's positioned himself there to block himself on the researcher to keep the points narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously played for the push.
Has to be a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, full rerolls on Strange. So no, it's just a push. He's probably misread that.
Okay. Ooh, 4 hits as a result of that reroll.
Yeah, good reroll.
Nice. That's 4 damage right into Voodoo.
Yep.
Wow.
But Voodoo's picked up 5 power because he's rolled that skull.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting because he's now set up for a first activation with Voodoo or with somebody. But Voodoo's sitting there with a whole chunk of power and that all you've got card.
It looks like Jacob's now going to move him.
Yep.
So he'll be moving off the point.
Now, is that move triggered by damage?
Yeah, I imagine so.
If it deals damage. So if he gets him again with a second attack, all Voodoo's power is going to do him no good.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yikes. No, that means Jacob is going to give up. Oh, no, he's got the researcher now, so he'll get the points.
Yep, which will sneak him into the lead. Also on the big spender, I think, is he? He's paid 5. Yep, so it's Crimson Bands, and he's obviously turning it into a 4 dice defense.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's got 0 blocks. Poor Josh should feel a bit hard done
by. Yeah. Yeah.
He hasn't hit the trigger. Yeah, disappointing for Josh. Obviously, you're still taking a fair bit of damage, but just doesn't feel good when you don't roll anything. He hasn't hit the trigger though, which is what he really wanted, I think.
Sure.
That's the round. So Jacob's hitting the lead. Sorry, turn 5, 7-5 for Jacob ahead, and that all you've got is sitting there looking at Josh, saying, "What are you going to do with me?"
I know. It's going to have to happen this turn now.
But it's always a bit feels bad when you do have everybody dazed.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's still got 3 characters though.
He does, but he's going to lose one of them when he does it.
Yeah, fair. That's right. Well, except for Voodoo.
No, Voodoo flipped.
Did he flip? Oh gosh. Yeah, okay, yeah.
With Binder there. So it does. It's going to be a bit feels bad for him. No matter, he's going to have to. I mean, he'll take out, say, a Strange or someone, but at what cost?
Mm-hmm. At what cost? Exactly.
Or he'll just sit on it and just try to take Strange out and
Look, this
throw.
is Jacob. Jacob cleverly moving this researcher again outside of the medium tool range, but away from the rest of Josh's characters. MODOK being a big bully right in the middle of the table, and just having this researcher floating around him.
Yeah, MODOK has just absolutely dominated this game.
Mm-hmm. He had an amazing all-you-got turn, and that really kind of... Well, yeah, taking out Sam as a result was just excellent.
And then he's tanked a fair whack of damage. He's looking pretty solid. 0 damage taken. He's controlled the objective a couple of times. Yeah, very big game.
Yeah, Josh had a nice opening. I liked the way he positioned everybody so that they would stay safe. But Jacob was able to unpick it.
And he's managed to avoid letting Enchantress really get all that much going in terms of a beam as well. He controlled her nicely until he could take her off the board.
Okay, so Josh is looking at moving people backwards.
Yep. So he's got that red mist has come off him, which is good. He's not getting sucked into it. Hawkeye is
Yeah.
not looking at high health, and he knows he's got that damage reduction in play as well from Luke Cage. So I think he's probably looking to try to daze Hawkeye to take away the opportunity for him to score points. He knows he's got the power now to throw Brother Daniel onto MODOK or Strange. Probably MODOK because he's unflipped and obviously has that ability to hold the researcher. So he's obviously leaning in to try to get that lead back.
Just checking how many Australians are going to still be in the finals. We've got Morgan Reed through for sure. Is this the last Australian? Matt Alex?
No.
Yeah.
Josh is the only Josh and Morgan. I didn't get through, I'm afraid.
Oh.
So
Right.
six dice there, 6 damage there from the Chi strike, I think it was.
Woof. Yeah, nice. That dazes
Yep.
Hawkeye handily.
Quite comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And could just, if he takes some damage, could just open up another Iron Fist attack.
He moved though, right?
If he takes some damage in the last turn, an Iron Fist attack might come online.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like MODOK getting activated.
Yep.
And Doctor Strange helping him. Or healing him? What was that? He just used up a ton of damage. Oh no, it's
Expender again. Trying to give him an activated token, which would be a massive, almost certain to trigger a reroll if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, because that's all he's after.
At least. Oof!
Oh my god. Okay.
It may not matter.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 hits altogether.
Yeah,
and
he's blocked 3.
Yep.
But
no, blocked 4.
4, true. But crucially, he's hit 1 of each.
Yeah, for sure. That was the goal. Yep. So he's taking 2 damage, but it gets activated. Oof.
Yep, and that has taken Brother Daniel off the table for this turn.
All right. So now the second attack will be into Luke Cage.
Indeed.
And he could change it. Does Luke Cage have a weakness to a certain attack type?
I think he's just stronger on physical, but I think the other two are about the same. We'll just pull him up and have a quick squiz. Yeah, 4-3-3.
Still may want to use the affiliation ability to get the hex on him.
It wouldn't hurt.
So that was a big action for
Yeah,
Strange.
absolutely massive, and that's going to be, I mean, almost certainly that's going to be, that'll be another 3 points into the lead.
There's 4 hits of Strange into Luke Cage. Luke Cage looks like he saved
0.
none.
Yep. So
Ooh.
take 3. He won't mind that because he'll get some power out of it.
Yeah, I forget about the damage mitigation ability, so that does help a lot in this case. And he's moving him though.
Yeah.
Moving him nicely out. That's one problem I find with Luke Cage. He's got such short range attacks and no way to move himself.
No displacement at all.
Yeah. That's why I like him less than I like Iron Fist.
Yeah, look, I can see that. I do. I think they're both good. I kind of like forcing my opponent to spend displaces on Luke Cage. I don't. It's a bit better. Like, I mean, imagine if you're in a situation where you can just tank that shot off, say Voodoo onto Luke Cage, and Luke Cage goes out to the middle of nowhere, and Voodoo then walks around with Brother Daniel and does his thing. I'd much rather be having them shove him around to try to get their attacks where they want to be than have them shoving around a piece that I want in the fray that's going to do some damage or do some serious control.
Yeah. All right, so he's looking to get Luke Cage back into the action.
Yep, and he's looking at a Sweet Christmas onto Strange. Probably at this point, it's just throwing some dice and seeing what happens. It's going to be a really hard turn. It's going to see another 3 points or 2 points, 2 points more into the lead. And I don't think this action stops it.
I'm just thinking about it still. Where are you playing out of?
Sorry.
Live, I mean.
Sorry, say again.
Where do you play from at live?
Oh, when I play
live games.
I can't remember. It's been so long. No, we have a Friday night games group here in Orange. So we once a month in the old person's club. So it's a Sweet Christmas attack, I think they're calling. Yep, Sweet Christmas. And it's good. It's a venue we can bring some beers and all sorts of games get played. There's probably about anything in 20 to 40 people might turn up.
Oh wow!
Yeah, not all Marvel, but across various game systems. So a decent roll there. So he's hit 3.
3 hits.
And he's got
Strange saves
1, and he's got the throw as well.
So just once a month you get to do that, though, huh?
Yeah, and then just play a few games in homes and that sort of stuff. So when we're allowed to, but I haven't really got rolling since the lockdowns have left. It's just been still sort of working. I've got 2 jobs and kids, so.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. All right. That was a good reroll. Got a lot of saves.
So save 3. Stun and a bit of a throw as well. No throw because got the wild, so we get the throw. So a stun and a slow and a throw.
So this was Sweet Christmas.
It was. And he probably wants to throw. I'm just going to change the angle of the camera here. He's going to be careful to throw him so he can't just jump through a portal.
Yeah.
As wonderfully cinematic as that might be. Chuck him away and he just summons a portal, falls through it and arrives behind him.
Yeah.
Good little game moment.
All right, so it looks like MODOK is up.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's going to wipe out Chris.
He's just going to probably try to finish Voodoo, I suspect. He'll bow him at the end, but I think it's just a clinical finish here.
Clinical finish, love it. Just tying up the bows.
Yeah, well, he's picking up a 3-1 turn, which is good. So he's going to do.
Now he's going to actually go for the points. So he's going to go into Iron Fist.
Yep.
See again, target priority. This is confusing me. Oh no, he's changed his mind. He's going to. Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I would have gone into Luke as well.
yeah. So he's paid, actually Luke pays that Cage actually paid the 2 for that to make it happen. So that was too dangerous to ignore, forcing that shot.
Oof. Oh, I see. Got it. So that's 4 hits.
Yep, with a crit to come. He's
Mm.
just thinking if he's going to pay for re-rolls before Josh rolls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's Mystic, so it's 3 defense dice
Mm-hmm.
with a -1. So he's paid for 1 re-roll. He's got a -1
Yeah.
damage on there, so he needs to get 3 hit through to finish him off. And a crit and a wild. They both throw their wilds in.
Yep. So 2 saves for Luke.
Yep.
And
And
ultimately 4 hits. So 2 go through, gets reduced to 1. That's Luke Cage for you. What a nuisance.
just a bit of a pest.
Just tickled him. And I
James
do
is
another attack with
saying,
that. Yeah.
why wouldn't you have all you got, Luke? Um, I think at the end of the day, Josh is just trying to keep pieces on the park. I don't think in all you've got would have got Strange or Modoc. So Modoc's now going into to Iron Fist, and I think it all would have guaranteed to do is to take Luke Cage off the park.
I agree.
So we'll see. He's going into Iron Fist now, so 2 defense dice because he's incinerated. And we've got 2 crits, but 2 to come. Yep, he's paying for 2 rerolls without question.
Yeah.
So he's
shields.
he's rolled, yeah. So he's done
All right, so
some
3 hits.
Yep.
3 hits, 1 save, so 2 go through.
2 go through, and that does bring the Iron Fist online for the last
Mm-hmm.
turn.
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting that he didn't just take out Luke Cage.
Yeah, I think it might have made a mild error there, but not a massive one.
Yeah. And that's the turn, isn't it? Unless he does some
Yeah,
bows now.
I don't think he needs to.
Right, no, it doesn't have power. Can't do anything.
True. He
Yep.
did 2 damage, so he should have 2 power back actually.
Oh, yeah, so maybe that's what he's thinking about now.
He hasn't put his power on. There we go. He might. The only
Yeah.
thing you could do here is maybe just stick Luke Cage on the point. It's not going to stop you from testing it, but it chucks an incinerate on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to make a massive difference in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of the game. I suspect the other he's muck bow voodoo away just to muck around with the next turn. But I think at this point he's going to pick up the lead will go. He'll go to 10 and Fink to 6. So I guess technically it is there are enough points on the board that Fink could win, but I don't think it's particularly likely. So there's only really one play available to Josh.
All right, that's the end of the turn.
Yep.
And so 10 to 6 to Jacob.
Yeah.
But Josh gets to go first.
Yep.
Maybe he gets Luke Cage to beat up Modoc. Or Iron Fist comes in and just.
Well, look, I don't know if dropping an Iron Fist attack onto Modoc, it does put the activated token out there, doesn't it? But it doesn't take him off that point that he's crucially on.
Incinerates go on. And Josh, he must go with Luke first. He's only got 1 hit point left.
I think it's a long way back from here. It's a really long way back. All I can think of that he can do, I mean, he needs to stop. He needs to somehow get a Brother Daniel onto MODOK, and he needs to take out Strange and put the activated tick on MODOK. And that's it. Like, even then, he still might not win. It's a long way back. He needs to he needs to get all 3 points plus the researcher, and stop Jacob from getting any.
We're on turn 6, so Jacob just needs to be in the lead.
Yeah, Jacob just needs one person. He just needs MODOK standing on an objective without Brother Daniel. Any objective.
All right, so Josh looks like he's going to go after Doctor Strange with Luke Cage. Probably should get that activated token on him. Or the throw.
He can't do the activated token. His Power Man punch is a stagger. Yeah, that's all he can get is a stagger.
Okay.
The big thing to check would be to have a look at whether it's probably I think it's a range 2 on the Iron Fist attack, isn't it? So yeah, so he can't fly kick MODOK and bounce off him to Iron Fist Strange, but he can possibly. No, he can't even fly kick MODOK, so he can move up and activate MODOK, but that doesn't change the game state enough. Okay, so if he's putting Iron Fist there, so that if he can get Brother Daniel on, no, he can't. He can't get him. He can't get him to a position where he can be on the objective and within martial artist range.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it goes. I don't think round 7 goes well for Fink with an unflipped MODOK. Chris.
All right, here comes the Iron Fist into MODOK as we predicted a long time ago. There's a lot of measurements there for something that was clearly going to happen.
He was trying to find a spot where he could be within range 3 of Hawkeye,
Strange.
so he could still Hawkeye, so he could still get the martial artist. Let's see what the dice say. Classic. Oh, is that a? Did he actually roll something good there? Is that like 7?
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, 8. 8. Wow.
Well.
No.
Yeah. Wilds don't count. We're up to 9.
Oh wow, God, 5.
9 health.
5.
That is 9 health from Wilds.
Oh my goodness. So he's done 5 hit points, but MODOK rolled well. Got 3 saves.
Yeah, there you go.
So only 2 win, but he's been activated.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's the activation.
Yep. So you got options. So now it's Hawkeye.
And he's going straight into Luke Cage, as he absolutely should.
Yeah.
And we are now, if he gets this, it'll be too far.
Oh, he's got a wild and a hit. And Cage has saved both, but he gets a condition.
Should be probably Incinerate for game state.
Not shock?
No, I think he just needs to do 1 damage and take him out.
I see. Yep. No, he put the shock.
Oh, okay.
Can he give Incinerate? I'm not sure he can.
Oh, probably true. Doing it again. That should do it. Yeah.
Yeah, Luke has saved none, and he's off the table.
Yep.
Boom.
Hawkeye's done quite a good job this game. Just again, nothing
Yeah,
hasn't starred, but he's just done his job. He's done 3 points worth, that's for sure.
he's done his job. I love it. Dude, you have one job.
Just sit around, shoot some arrows, be a bit of a pain in the backside.
All right, just to make insurance, he's moving with Hook Arrow. Hook Arrow, he's moving him back a little bit.
Yep, just to get him away. But like we've said, this is he's still claiming that point.
Yep.
So it's yeah. Sorry, I didn't even look at the card, Chris. But it's almost immaterial. He was just need to that one damage, any event.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Um,
mission accomplished.
so now Voodoo somehow has to take out Strange, Brother Daniel onto MODOK, and take out Hawkeye. And then he somehow needs to claim.
No,
Yeah,
no, no. You can stop there.
it needs to split into two, and
Yeah, yeah. Where's cloning banks when you need it?
yeah, right. I know. You see now,
Oh dear.
cloning banks. Life goals for Marvel is to try to summon Dormammu one day. And in this game, a game that goes this long, it was possible.
All
Actually,
right.
no, it's not because it's only
Come on,
three a turn.
Josh. Let's not drag this out any more than we have to, please.
Well, maybe we talked about this earlier with Wargaming Dead, right? You can end
What
your
the?
turn after your 2 activations, but you have to actually say you're done. So you could sit there for. This could become a real attrition match. Josh just refusing to end his last activation. Just see if he can go long enough for Jacob to disconnect.
Yeah. Hope for an internet outage.
The 2 sweetest words in the English language. Default.
It's another soccer reference.
No, it's from The Simpsons. There's
Yeah,
Homer
yeah.
wants to become an astronaut, and he doesn't. He loses out to Barney, and he gives they go, oh fine, Mr. Simpson, I gather you win by default. And he goes, woohoo, the 2 sweetest words in the English language. Default, default.
All right, so the move, he's in range of Strange. Come on, Voodoo. Let's get this attack over with.
Like, I just
He's
it's
throwing
so
them into the mat.
he's thinking so carefully that I'm like, even if he all you've got's and runs over there, he just dies. So
And
he's gonna try to take out Strange in one shot, then Brother Daniel, MODOK, and run to the back point and still lose. And I kind of want it to happen just so that it can happen.
all right, well, he's rolled 3 hits into 1 save. It's yeah.
Is all you've got in. Oh no, Brother
No, he's
Daniel and
thrown.
MODOK. Yep, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just gonna check
Fine.
if Iron Fist actually is on the researcher there, but it appears he's not. So it actually. No worries, Morgan. Thanks for Gaming Dead.
What's going on here?
Actually, I don't know. What's he doing?
I don't know. I wish he would just end it because it's the last round. I'm wondering if he
Oh,
doesn't even know.
is he doing? Is he something about a portal? Oh,
I
Xavier's.
Oh, he's going up to get the points.
What needs to take the back point?
I mean, like, it doesn't matter, guys. What are you doing? Maybe they've forgotten it's round 6. That's all I could think.
Or they're just having some fun. They're entitled.
Yeah, I suppose.
They've both had a fantastic season. Jacob's played in for the game against Finkster. And gone, 5-1 for the season. So that's he's very entitled to throw a few dice and have some fun at the end.
Um,
So that was an attack, I think, into Iron Fist.
Yep.
And that'll finish him off.
Okay. Is that everybody? Hooray. Well, that was brutal to watch.
It really was.
And Jacob's, like you said, his priority choosing abilities here were really on show. Amazing work.
Look, I think it probably got away from a little bit at the end where you had a few characters sort of sitting on 2 and 1 health, but early on it was really clear. It was straight into Sam, then it was straight into Enchantress and taking her off the board.
Yep.
He really controlled. We talked a bit at the start about the redirection of attacks, with having Luke Cage and then the Heroes for Hire and Okoye in the list, and he really controlled those attack redirections beautifully as well. So yeah, look, a couple of good rolls early. Probably got the train rolling, but just they're probably the first 3 or 4, or probably the first 3 takeouts were just really exceptional target priority.
Yeah. Shall we join them in the room and get some interviews?
We can. We'll just drop in there. So I'll just jump across.
All right. See you there.
Nice. Hello. How are we?
You there, Theo?
I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Hi guys. How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brutal game.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Are you guys right to have a quick chat, or are you guys wanting to debrief some more?
Sure. Yeah, no.
No. We figured we'd just chat to you first so we don't end up repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
Fair enough too. Fair enough. Look, first question for both of you is just in regards to squad selection. So Jacob, you went very, very aggressive. We thought that was probably no surprises, probably the standard play for you at 19. But did you think about doing anything differently?
Yeah, absolutely. So I considered, so I chose secures, and I was thinking if I discard my 19 demons, I really don't want to play on Gamma against Sam because it gives him too much option to race ahead of me. So the backup plan was to go 14 sword and go 5 wide, and play my 5 into your 5, and then it's kind of a fairer game. It's not great because I don't have prio, but I think that's probably my best choice if that's what happened. But I got the choice of Crisis, and I did still heavily consider playing the 14, but I think this was, certainly in retrospect, it was the right choice.
So again, the thing that stood out for me was that you both had the exact same secures, and yet you went in there with priority and picked. So you just explained that rationale too. Josh, from your perspective, probably the surprise for me was Voodoo over Vision.
So I'll explain that. On demons and against defenders, Voodoo is immune to Hex and Incinerate. So he doesn't care about sitting on a point, and he doesn't care about the defender's leadership. So there were a number of times he took damage from the leadership attack where Jacob changed it to physical or energy. Whereas Vision, I felt, was very vulnerable in this matchup because if he's on his physical, Jacob just pays to make an energy, and if I don't have the power to switch, plus him getting hexed, it just felt like Vision was going to be absolutely whacked around the head. Voodoo felt like he had a little bit more defensive tech, if you will, but he was also supremely power starved.
Yeah, he was, and I just thought, again, with the plan obviously was leaning into those beams down the middle, and I thought maybe the second beam would have tempted you with Vision, although I understand the defensive vulnerability. So I had a question. So in one of the it's probably an obvious one, Josh, but turn 1 you threw everybody off the point in the middle and went for the points rather than the incinerate. I'm assuming that even that early in the game you were still very much looking at a points based win.
Yeah, absolutely. That I just felt like I needed to get up points early, and then I could potentially sit back and let him come to me, or just try and drive the researcher home race up on points, and then run away with Enchantress sitting out, coming in, bowing people, running away again. But losing Sam at the beginning was massive. There was an absolutely huge error on my part that Jacob capitalised on. I hadn't expected him to portal move an attack because that felt like an overreach, but ultimately it was the right choice, and I shouldn't have moved Sam as early as I did.
So was that attack onto Sam in turn 1, was that just a millimetre out of range for him to portal and land right where he was? Sorry, Jacob, we just lost that, mate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was just out. I thought it was close, so I portaled in, tried to maximise my distance, and then measured. I didn't think it was worth trying to faff around too long trying to get it exactly because I was going to run that play anyway, and if it was out, I was always going to move an attack. I wanted to try and get some attacks into either Enchantress or Sam early, and getting a slow on Sam is pretty big, and so I was lucky to do that.
Yeah.
Josh did some great plays with the terrain, turning the board around. That was he played really well in that 0 step of blocking line of sight for all his first 2 characters behind the side 3 crates, and then where he placed Iron Fist, denying me targets. That was really good. But then the movement and placement of Sam, he was once I committed hard that way. That was always going to be the guy I focused on.
Was that positioning with Hawkeye going through the portal? Sorry, Josh, you go, mate.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I heard background noise, sorry. Was that placement of Hawkeye through the portal, was that dangling the bait? Because I saw Josh measure very carefully the distance 4 to bring Sam in and have that shot. Were you trying to tempt someone to come out just to have a nibble at Hawkeye, or was that just a happy coincidence?
That was secondary. The thing I wanted to do was make the attacks and try and get stasis out. That was the main objective. And I was like, if he kills Hawkeye, then I don't mind, because then that's feeding targets to MODOK, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange, and I'm kind of fine with that.
Yeah, fair enough. And the other question I had, that was probably a little bit we weren't quite sure of, Josh, was on turn 2. There was an opportunity for where you were trying to work on your field dressing play, and you made some attacks into Strange rather than Hawkeye. And we thought mathematically it was probably a lot easier to get Hawkeye at that point than swinging into Strange. I think it left you a bit short of power at the time. So thinking there, and also the thinking when you did field dressing Enchantress, we'd noticed that there wasn't a second action from her. It was just maybe one action. And was that an intentional thing or just lost in the heat?
So I think it was Voodoo into Scarlet Witch, not Strange in round 2 instead of Hawkeye. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
It could have been. I thought she was already dazed at that point.
I'm not sure. I remember there was a point where Hawkeye was out here, Strange and Scarlet Witch were here, and I'd moved Voodoo up to here. And I could have gone for Hawkeye and probably dazed him, but the thought process of she's the high threat, I need to try and remove her as quickly as possible, which didn't happen. But
yeah, you're a bit behind the game.
Yeah, and then
I can totally see the rationale of taking the low percentage, high payoff play.
We thought you were trying to build power for your. We thought you were trying to build power for your field dressing, and that's why we thought you might have gone the easier target.
He had plenty of power on Okoye, and so I had this weird dynamic where I had my Hawkeye, I was hoping was going to daze Okoye and slow Iron Fist, and so Iron Fist wouldn't have been able to get over there. But the first attack didn't do anything into Okoye, so I had to put a second attack into her, which meant that essentially Iron Fist spent his turn and his power running across the field. It was a bit, I was slightly disappointed, but I had my fair share of good dice, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
I thought, on your second question, Theo, that I thought Enchantress had 2 actions. Didn't she move and attack?
That's what I thought she did, but maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Yeah. Because she was back down here, where Iron Fist had to come over and field dressing, and then I think she moved up, attacked, and then bowed. Or threw something.
We thought she threw something and dazed someone, and then just didn't attack. Yeah. And we thought it might have been a strategic thing of not trying to give out power. I think there was someone was dazed, and the only target was MODOK, and we thought maybe you were just going, what's the point? The wilds aren't going to sap. I'm just going to give him more power than I gain.
I'm pretty sure
maybe that might be right.
She was quite deep down near this crate when she was dazed, and I think she had to move up to then get into like a throw range of Witch, who by then was like back here somewhere. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was about 2 from here. So she was, because I remember I had to move on to the point. She was around there.
She was
Moved up to
definitely
throw.
dead.
She might have moved back. She might not have attacked because I think Bit of Rivals was up. So, 4 die energy. Yeah. I can't remember, honestly, if I did miss a second action or not.
No, if it was intentional, it would have been you'd have known why you did it. So if you did miss it, it was probably just a miss. That's all.
Yeah, I missed that. He missed it as well.
Yeah, it just wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention, I guess, if that was the case.
The only other thing which maybe you guys didn't catch on the stream that was a small mistake from Josh. He thought that moving a player up onto the portal would contest Modoc, but had forgotten the player was injured and maybe she was going onto the back point and scoring that point and lobbing spears.
Yeah, we did see that. We thought it was just. I've got a note there. A Koya position turn 3, but we figured that was just a mistake there. With the we were wondering why, but I just assumed it was just an error in the moment.
Well, the secondary was her actually bodyguarding as well. So she bodyguarded Enchantress on the first attack.
Yep.
Which is her job. And then, the second attack, Enchantress just went down 5 damage in 1 attack. So
yeah, big spender that finally paid off.
Yeah.
And Modoc basically ate his entire health pool in wilds over the course of the game, which doesn't.
Yeah.
Sure did.
He was. He rolled a fair bit.
And the first attack with Cage was like, Cage never rolls double wild. Double wild. Like,
Yeah.
All right. Look, I mean, look, we just had those few little things, but look, as far as I'm concerned, that's all I had. I really wanted to ask about. So, I guess well done, Jacob, on the win, and well played, Josh, as well. We felt that you were put behind it early, and then you came back as pretty hard, really, considering we felt you were quite behind the 8 ball from that early barrage, and really kept it close.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He went hard after the pitch, and she just survived a bit longer than she normally does, and I think that really helped me.
Yeah. And Dr. Norbert, hello,
Yes.
my friend. I haven't heard your voice yet.
No, listen, I want to thank you guys for a very interesting game. When both crises were right down the middle, we knew it was going to be a big scrum fest, and so it's going to be interesting to see how the movement shenanigans of Sam came into play. But unfortunately, those got taken off the table pretty early, so made it much harder for you. But it was interesting to see how you tried to hang on and start scoring points, which was a real concern with Jacob having so few characters.
Yeah, sadly that leadership would have been massive in turning people back onto the points after getting bowed off. But, Jacob did the right thing, and overextending to get rid of Sam was the correct decision, absolutely. And I failed massively in bringing him into range early rather than just sitting him back, taking the hit on points early, and then bringing everyone in and letting Sam just sit back and throw his shield from a distance as he does.
Yeah. Well, it's always easier to think about things in hindsight, so don't feel so bad about it.
No, and again, Jacob's played this list so much and so well. I don't feel bad losing to him as well because he plays very well. So, I can't be sad about that.
Yeah, very much. So congratulations, Jacob. You representing the European region, going into the top 8, and the last of the Danger Room hosts who are still undefeated.
Yeah, sadly, the Great Wall of Sam has claimed 2 of us, but I shall continue the good fight.
Yeah.
There's a crack in it tonight.
Ooh.
And speaking of which, I want to thank AJ for jumping in to be the judge tonight, and also Morgan for being the line judge. Thank you both.
Thank you, judges. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, and thank you guys for streaming it so everyone else can enjoy it.
Well, it was my pleasure, at least, and I want to thank Theo for inviting me on. It was a real pleasure, and I thought we had a nice rapport tonight, so I hope the audience felt the same way.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and good to have a crack at it, and appreciate all the other guys who've been streaming so many games as well.
Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you, and I'm out.
Thanks, guys.